Okay.
Zoom and boom, everyone. It has been a long time coming, but here we are. We have made it to the 50th episode in total, from according to Spiky Dash to now according to Dash Bros, 50 episodes. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. We have made it. And also, do not adjust your camera. Do not adjust your screen. A lot has gone on since the last episode. AppleDash, of course, is with me. Spiky Dash here with you for the 50th episode. It is, we had cleaning. It was the major thing. It's why we didn't have a show 2 weeks ago. My mother, bless her heart, insisted that we do some little tidying up around the house. And it was a major makeover. Thank you, Joshua. Thank you so much. Congratulations. He congratulates us on 50 episodes. Thank you, Joshua. I know you've been with us a lot of the way. So
been with us for a minute.
Yeah, so thank you. But yeah, so big cleaning job, makeover, pretty much in a lot of the rooms. Mm-hmm. No, not new location, Joshua, just a different setup. My essentially the desk got moved around, so we're in the corner of the wall instead of with the desk facing this wall. We're now in the corner, so different spots. So yeah, different spot. I can see my TV better. So just different setup.
Instead of having our backs to the window, now he's got his right side to the window.
Yeah. My right side's to the wall. Yeah. So yeah, just different setup. So just had to move some things around, make it look a little better. So
I don't know, maybe now that we got this set up, you move all those pony
move them down a little bit.
No, I was gonna say move them like from that wall to this wall. That way they're still.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I could do that. I could do that.
In the background of this.
Do a little tweaking here and there,
yeah.
But
move just reverse those walls. Move your corkboard over there and move all your.
Yeah, I had to put a nail up top, but and in these plaster walls, that's a little hard to do, but we'll see. We could experiment or
nail it, get a 3M hook.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Could do that.
Sticker hook.
That's true. But 50 episodes, again, we cannot say thank you enough for the support and always and the views and everything. We appreciate that very much. Come a long way since it started out of the first time we went to Winning City back in 2017. So
that's
now
when you started.
Yeah, this grew out of this grew out of the first Winning City in 2017.
See that? I don't know if I knew that or not.
Right, because you didn't come on until later, but that's how it grew out. So so here's to many more, and we've got a loaded show. I mean, as always, but
I am completely in the shot now.
Yeah, you're much better in the shot than you were in the previous. And I mentioned this to him off camera before we went live. It was kind of sometimes to be off it or to be half and half, but now we can see all of you. Although he said he had an ugly mug. I don't think that's true.
And I got in a fight with a llama.
With my help. Because you requested my barber services.
Yes.
And I don't charge, so No. So it's good that you have that option.
And they don't do your face because the
exactly.
pandemic.
Well, yeah, it's better than spending $15 at Great Clips or somewhere like that, or what have you. But so new setup, but same spot, same great show. So as always, Pony Soapbox, random weird news story, and we've got a lot of sports related stories in this one. Lots of sports related stuff.
Better now than I've been on it though.
Well, yes, of course. No, duh. I would agree with that 100%. I would agree with that 100%. I mean, I was fine carrying it by myself, but no, with you, I think absolutely much improved. So lots of sports, lots of usual stuff to get to. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. Now, we were also going to do originally for the 50th. We're going to do a little bit more of a special. We're going to do art from the fandom. We're going to do some favorite top fives. We're going to move that to next episode because my printer, as I discovered quickly, was low on ink. So I didn't want to do all that printing to show them off, because I want to show them off, instead of just trying to show it on the phone where you couldn't see. I want to actually show them like we did with the Smolder and Ember images that one day. So So we're going to do that next episode now that I have ink in my printer again.
Okay.
And more time to prep and print. So
Uh-huh.
look for in that. Look for we're going to probably show like Reformed Chrysalis art. We talked about that. Okay. You and I in prep. Ocellus art, of course. I love Ocellus. You guys know that. And Gallus. I want to do some Gallus art too. So I'm going to keep my eye on some of those. So, but starting with this soapbox, and I was looking at these before we went live, and some of these are a doozy just by the title. Okay. So these are, and this is just today. This is today's from EQD. So this was posted like 3 o'clock this afternoon. So these are fresh off the oven. Fresh out the oven, yes. So,
and it'll be a surprise to, well, maybe not you because you've looked at them.
Well, because I wanted to surprise you.
Yeah, new to all of us.
Yes,
this is new to me.
Mm-hmm. And what do you think? Should we do just the one soapbox, or should we go 2 for the 50th episode? Should we? Because we talked about this too. Should we go 2?
What do you mean, like
doing 2 soapboxes, not just one?
Okay.
In this episode. Double fun it?
Why not?
Double rainbow?
Why not?
Why not for the 50th episode?
Why not?
All right. But this first one is a doozy. Yes. Headlines include, can a democratic system work in Equestria?
Okay.
Neo-sapiens in Equestria. I don't know what is a neo-sapien. I have no idea. Defending Queen Novo. That one got my attention. Okay. That's a movie, of course, reference. And why Rockhoof was made for the zombie apocalypse.
Why Rockhoof was made for the zombie apocalypse.
Yes. That one, it was the doozy.
Because he's a bad mother.
I mean, yes. I mean, that might be the obvious answer. Yeah, Joshua. That one got my attention. Where did that come from? Yeah, that one got my attention too. Yeah. So yeah.
Okay.
All right. So let's start this one off. Can a democratic system work in Equestria? This is by Alexia Pony Lover 95, who's posted a lot of these. Yeah.
That a lot.
Yes.
We read them a lot.
Hello, every creature. Always starts with that, of course. So before I get started, this has nothing to do with the current political atmosphere in America, so don't take your comments on this to that level. Mm-hmm. Nice preface.
I kind of figured he'd preface it like
yes.
Or she.
Right. Moving on, in an earlier soapbox, I discussed my thoughts on why I think Equestria is a constitutional monarchy. And to put that in a different definition, a constitutional monarchy basically takes traits of a democracy and a monarchy, putting the two together to create a government structure.
Great Britain.
Yes. And in my opinion, Equestria does reflect that system very well. However, that's not the point of this soapbox. The point is, can Equestria transition to a complete democratic system in which the power is given to the people, or well, ponies in this case, through voting for officials they choose instead of a monarchical head who wasn't picked by majority vote? Yes, and I think it would be a very easy change done peacefully if Twilight, or heck, even before Celestia and Luna, did decide one day to step down and make that change. And Equestria is already familiar with some democratic principles to choose elected officials to make decisions. I'd like to point out 2 specific examples of this, but there might be more out there. First, from the show, Crusaders of the Lost Mark, in that episode. Pipsqueak and Diamond Tiara went head-to-head for class president.
Yes.
With terms like campaign managers used, and even a voting booth being shown. And well, through the majority vote from the class, Pip got the position. Second, in the main Friendship is Magic comic series from IDW, issues 46 and 47, Ponyville has a big mayoral election when the ponies doubted Mayor Mayor's job, and Filthy Rich decides to run for mayor, along with a few others. And well, through yet again the majority vote, Filthy Rich ends up being the new mayor. Of course, if you read those issues, you know how well that goes. Probably not very well. I would say probably not very well based off of that. And well, just like in Crusaders of the Lost Mark, we see things normally associated with a democracy, like voting booths, debates between the running candidates, etc. So yes, Equestria already does practice democracy on the local level and is familiar with the system that it would be easy to try on the national level.
I would say. And
if the current monarchical head decides to retire and change the system, the transition of power would go seamlessly, at least in my opinion. But what do you think? Could a democratic system work or not? And do you think Twilight would one day be willing to give it a shot?
Yeah.
You think it would?
Yeah, I do.
I do. Based on those examples, I think so too.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that one? Yeah, I remember. Yep, Crusader Lost Mark. I remember that episode well. Absolutely. Yep. But no, I think that actually could work well based on those examples that were cited and what we've seen. And I mean, the question, of course, I think the more compelling question is, would Twilight be willing to give it a shot? Oh, the comic. Okay, I think you meant the episode. Okay, the comic. Yeah. See, I haven't really been big into the comics. I was more into the show.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really big into the comic series, so I don't know much about that. But based on, I think, gave enough context to know how that went.
Yeah.
So yeah, the question I would think of is like, would Twilight be willing to give that a shot? Would she be willing?
Based on her personality, I honestly think so.
Okay.
Because whatever she does, whatever she does for the good of all Equestria.
That is true.
And really no non-villain has the trait of only looking out for themselves. So I would say even Saluna.
Wow.
Saluna.
Okay. Wow. You mashed them together.
Yeah. I just rolled with it. I knew it was coming up. Celestia and Luna. There you go.
Yeah.
Take two.
Right.
Celestia and Luna. I would even think they would do it if they knew or if they thought it would be for the good of Equestria. But right. I definitely, considering personality-wise, I definitely think Twilight would do it.
Okay.
With no problem at all.
That's a fair point.
If she thought that it would be for the good of Equestria, or if she thought that, if she ever thought that she couldn't handle it on her own and, she needed to step down.
Right.
There was no one to step up.
Right.
Yeah. I think that would work.
Yeah, that's a really fair point, and that's really, really well said, and again, well said based on the great examples from the show. And I agree with that, and considering, like you said, her personality and the character of it all, I could see that. I think that could work, honestly. So, and again, since we saw it in the show, it only made sense. So yeah. All right, Neo Sapiens and Equestria. No author listed here. This is interesting. Anonymous. Yeah. No one listed. What if the My Little Pony universe borrowed the race of Neo Sapiens from the old cartoon TV series Exo Squad? Yeah,
I'm still lost.
Yeah.
Anybody out there know what a Neo Sapien is? Help us, please.
Well, I guess there's a little bit of explanation. The Neo Sapiens were blue-skinned humanoids, larger and stronger and more intelligent than ordinary humans, and reproduced by cloning. Yeah, we have never heard of it either, Joshua.
Never heard of that show. Yeah. Huh?
They belonged to groups called broods. They were sometimes at war with ordinary humans. To me, it sounds like larger versions of Avatar.
Yeah.
What if there was a population of Neo Sapiens living in the pony-dominated nation of Equestria? Equestrian Neo Sapiens reproduced by a cloning process that was a combination of science and magic. They were originally created by Grogar as his personal army, and they later served Discord and King Sombra. Shortly after Princess Celestia banished her sister Luna to the moon, she allowed Neo Sapiens to serve in the Equestrian Royal Guard alongside Earth ponies, Pegasi, and unicorns. This reconciled many, but not all, blue-skinned humanoids living under pony rule. However, renegade Neo-Sapiens rebelled against the Equestrian Royal government, forced Celestia to use royal guards, including both pony and Neo-Sapien guards, to put down rebellions by the renegades. More recently, Neo-Sapien renegades sided with the Changeling, Give under Queen Chrysalis, and Neo-Sapiens generally opposed Lord T-Rex, since his ability to steal magic could affect their cloning process. Neo-Sapiens opposed the trio of evil, T-Rex, Chrysalis, and Cozy Glow, in the final battle against them. In the reign of Princess Twilight Sparkle, Neo-Sapiens supported her. Okay, whoever this is, you need to write a fan fiction on all of this.
Yeah.
That's really good. It's a little bit out there, yes, but it's in depth.
Yeah.
You've got a whole story here.
I was gonna say make a show.
Yeah, I mean that could be too.
Pitch that to a show.
Yeah,
that could be a whole series.
Kind of like I'm thinking like a crossover.
Yeah,
I mean, granted, you're creating a race, but still, that's That's really good. I mean,
Mhm.
to intertwine it into what has happened already in the show,
Yeah.
and then, oh gosh, it's so good. That's wow. I did not know where that was going to go. Honestly, when I read the title,
And you notice they take every time frame
yes,
from like ancient ponydom
yeah,
with Celestia banishing Luna
to the moon,
into
yeah,
the moon,
yeah,
where the show actually kind of sort of started,
yes,
to, you know,
to then all the way to the end where they
Yeah.
oppose the trio of evil and
Yeah.
then they support Twilight.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the whole spectrum.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Covered the whole deal right there.
Yes,
Yep.
yeah, very well done. That was very cool.
Mhm.
I did not know it was going to go, but well done. Yeah, do something with that. Do you
Please.
fanfic? Show something. That would be so cool. All right, Defending Queen Novo by Iron Yoshi.
Read them some too.
Yep. Of all the characters introduced in the MLP movie, none are more underrated than Queen Novo.
I would agree with that.
I would agree with that. That right, coming out strong right off the bat. Yes, the sassy ruler of the hippogriffs/sea ponies has grown on me so much since the film's release, though she is sadly still obscure within the fandom.
Yep.
Even more surprising was some of the comments on old Novo images. Never have I seen such hate for a character since Celestia.
What?
Wow. Okay, that's kind of out of left field.
Okay.
I've never seen any hate for Queen Novo. Have you?
No,
I certainly haven't. That's interesting.
I really haven't for Celestia either.
No.
Where are you going with this?
The accusations fans made against poor Novo were ridiculous. Such claims include her being cruel,
Bullshit.
untrustworthy,
Bull.
and especially a coward.
Bull. That is complete and utter bullshit.
So like I did with Potion Nova, I assume that's a Pony Life reference that I'm not going to get. It's time to crush these accusations and prove that this queen isn't what these claims say she is.
Please do.
Firstly, Novo certainly isn't a coward.
No.
Now, one could point that she and her kind fled to Equestria when the Storm King invaded instead of fighting back.
That doesn't make you cowardly. That makes you smart. Here's the thing.
Right.
And I will probably rebuff every single one of these. Here's why.
Are people mad because she kicked Twilight out if she tried to steal from them?
Well, I'll get to that.
Yeah. That's
honestly,
a fair point too,
honestly,
Joshua.
I'll get to that.
That's a fair point.
They fled to Equestria when the Storm King invaded. What was she going to do? Let her whole race die?
Exactly.
No.
Exactly.
They fled to protect their race and to protect themselves. Now, to your comment, Josh, Twilight basically tricked the sea ponies to try to steal.
Yeah, she
The Pearl.
commit Grand Theft Pearl. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I would kick somebody out of my kingdom.
Oh, for
or
sure.
my house.
Especially when you're just the others are starting to gain her trust.
Right. I mean, you might think it's cruelty, but Twilight was basically stealing the source of their
She
magic.
was the one in the wrong.
Yeah.
Not Queen Novo. No.
I mean, could she have done it a little nicer? In my opinion, yeah.
Yes.
She could have been a little nicer about it,
Right.
But no, I would say she's certainly not a coward
No.
and not cruel.
No.
Because if she was cruel, she wouldn't have even allowed them in her kingdom to seek safety or whatever.
Because she needs
know.
some serious convincing from Princess Skystar, if I remember correctly.
She did,
Yeah.
but who wouldn't?
Right.
I mean, these are ponies that you've never
seen before.
never
Right.
known.
Right.
You didn't even know they existed. All of a sudden, they show up on your front door.
Right. Right.
Hello.
Or your underwater throne.
Well,
yeah.
you know,
Right. Whatever. Right.
hello.
Yeah,
Like,
Twilight's lucky they didn't try to throw her in jail. That was a very powerful object.
Mhm.
Yes, it was. Yes, she is lucky. Yes, she was. She definitely was.
So, yeah.
But no,
What
those
else?
are both good points. As I mentioned, one of my first ever soapbox entries regarding the Hippogriff King, there's a good chance she and the others fought back, and possibly after seeing her husband fall among others, Novo didn't want to risk any more casualties on her side, so she and the rest of the hippogriffs retreated. When you are the ruler, you have to make the hard choices. As for her being cruel and untrustworthy, well, think of it this way. If your kingdom was destroyed and you were forced into hiding so your enemy wouldn't detect you, wouldn't you just be a bit weary of outsiders?
Yeah.
You're nailing it here. You're nailing it.
And no, I have not read
He did not read this in advance.
I did not.
Nova wanted to protect her kind and prevent the Storm King from finding them and discovering the magic pearl. Also, if she was cruel, wouldn't her subjects be aware of it? Seems that they all are perfectly fine with their lives in Equestria. Also, need I remind you that Nova was actually starting to warm up to her visitors until Twilight tried to take the pearl. If Twilight didn't try and steal the pearl, I'm 100% certain that Nova would be willing to help the main six with their quest. And everyone tries pinning the blame on Nova for the whole thing. I'm sure that Twilight and Nova eventually made up off screen, but even so, Nova wasn't entirely at fault here.
No.
Again, she was trying to keep her people safe, and she was warming up to these outsiders until one mistake kicked her instincts in. Right?
Yeah, until the buzzer went off.
Right. And as far as her grounding Skystar at the end of the movie, I'm pretty sure she was just joking, hence her chuckle after she said that. Another classic case of fandom jumping to conclusions. Nova was very underrated, which is one of the many reasons why I love her so much, and seeing her being attacked in such a manner really upsets me. Granted, she's not as bashed as she was back when the movie was still out, but I do encounter a couple Novo naysayers sometimes. I think it's time some people give the Queen another chance. Hear, hear. That's well said. Yeah, kudos. Yeah, cheers to you, Iron Yoshi. That's well said. That is very well said. I agree 100%. Yeah. Why would people put the blame on her? I don't get that.
Because they're ignorant.
Yeah, and they don't, and they just see, oh, she's being mean, and not the reasons behind it. You know. Of course, in my personal opinion, the one that should be more hated is Capper. And he's my movie bugaboo. But all right, let's get to this last one before we go to the next one. This was the doozy. Why Rockhoof was made for the zombie apocalypse.
That's the last in this.
This is the last in this one. Yes, this is the last in this one. By a shy brony.
Because he's a badass.
Well, yeah, at least I would think, just from general guess, yeah. With Halloween coming soon, at least at the time this is being written, why not write a Halloween soapbox? Fitting. For context, this is an idea I've had for several months. It's a discussion on Equestria Daily about what 3 ponies you'd pick to accompany you on a zombie apocalypse. In that discussion, I've seen Applejack get chosen frequently, and that's understandable. But I personally feel that in terms of Earth ponies, Rockhoof should be the #1 pick for anyone's zombie apocalypse team. Some minor spoilers for the Legends of Magic comic series ahead. Well, I haven't read, so I wouldn't even know. Firstly, Rockhoof is most likely stronger than Applejack.
Yeah.
I would say. I mean, yeah, Applejack's shown her strength, but Rockhoof was a pillar, and and he's definitely shown to have, I think, a little bit more than AJ. So, yeah, I would agree with that. He is the pillar of strength, after all. Well, Applejack is certainly very strong. She does have her limitations. Rockhoof, on the other hand, seems to have an endless amount of stamina. I highly doubt Applejack could keep pace with Rockhoof's digging speeds, for example. For sure. Secondly, Rockhoof knows how to survive in the wild. One of the reasons people chose Applejack is because Applejack can cook food for the team and knows survivalist techniques like starting fires and camping.
That's true.
But Rockhoof almost certainly knows this as well. My evidence comes from the Legends of Magic series. When Rockhoof and Stygian travel together, Rockhoof is the one who prepares their food. Okay. Stygian says it didn't taste good, but it kept them alive. That's something totally that Stygian would say, too. It didn't taste good, but it kept us alive.
Now, is it okay? Now, I wonder if this is pre-Pony of Shadows or post.
Right, that's interesting. Yeah, what time frame Legends of Magic is in compared to the show. Yeah, that's a good point. And in a zombie apocalypse, surviving is what's most important.
Yeah.
How food tastes is less of a priority if it keeps you going.
A little bit.
That's true. Given Rockhoof's training in the mighty helm, he almost certainly knows how to start fires and survive in the wilderness as well.
Yeah.
Finally, and most importantly, Rockhoof can fight.
Yeah.
The mighty helm is a warrior's lodge, after all. Aside from strength, though, Rockhoof has a huge advantage over literally any other Earth pony, his shovel. Earth ponies like Applejack or Maud typically fight with their bare hooves. These hooves can do lots of damage, but it puts you at risk of being bitten by a zombie. You must get very close to even hit the zombies.
Yeah.
Bucking is even worse. You must turn your back to the zombies and can only face one direction. If Applejack got surrounded by zombies, she'd be in big trouble.
Mm-hmm.
No, Josh has never read Legend of Magic either. Yeah, we haven't either. Rockhoof has the huge advantage of having a weapon.
Yeah.
He can be more mobile, swinging and moving, and rapidly turning around to face threats. And we saw that in the show, too. And he can keep the zombies at a distance, better than bare hooves would at least. A sharp shovel coming out with Rockhoof's strength, and he could cut through zombies with ease. He even knows how to maintain his shovel as well. In Legends of Magic, when his shovel gets melted in lava, he forges a new one. Well, that's impressive. Strong, survivalist, skill with a weapon that he knows how to maintain. Rockhoof seems like the perfect fit for any zombie apocalypse team. But what do you think? Did I miss something important? Have an idea for even better Earth pony than Rockhoof? And then share in the comments. But
well, maybe not an Earth pony, but okay.
Okay, let's talk about other ones that could be good for zombie apocalypses.
I'll take Twilight any day.
I mean, yeah, that's an obvious one. Yeah.
Why for you?
Why for me?
Yeah.
I mean, her magical ability.
Well, yeah, I was also thinking, remind me which one. Is it Canterlot Wedding? When the chain link?
The Changeling's Made? Well, yeah, it's the first episode I ever watched. Of course I know that one, yes. First episode I ever watched.
Do you remember what Pinkie Pie did?
Well, yeah, she pulled, you was holding her like a freaking gun and just
she freaking jumped on Twilight and turned
yeah.
over a Gatling gun.
Right. Yeah, right.
Like,
yep.
The laser out of her hole.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
How you doing, Twilight? Yes.
Well, and I know I'm biased on that, and I know I'm biased on this one, but we're also going to go with magical ability. You have to also suggest Starlight Glimmer.
Yep.
For gosh sake, she banished Discord's body to parts unknown in the episode of
Matter of
Principles.
Blasts him.
Yes, yeah. So you got if you're going to go on magical ability, you got to consider Starlight too.
But to this one's point, though, I see their reasoning. I see his reasoning.
Yeah, or her.
Shy Brony.
Oh yeah, Shy Brony. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. But I wouldn't say there's a better Earth pony than Rockhoof, though. I don't think there's a better Earth one. Well, again, besides Applejack, which is suggested. But
mine would probably be my three. I don't know. Would probably be Twilight. Probably Applejack, and maybe Mage Meadowbrook.
Oh, Mage would be good too. That's a good one too. Yeah, Mage would definitely be a good one. Well, yeah, for medical. Yeah, Mage would definitely be a good one. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Yep, I agree. Yep. Another pillar. Yep.
Yeah, and a pillar to boot.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, I would say like either Earth or Unicorn would probably be the best. There really wouldn't be a Pegasi that would be really good in a zombie apocalypse, I don't think. Unless Rainbow's athleticism. Yeah. I was gonna say that's really the only thing.
I was gonna say you wouldn't put Rainbow Dash on?
Yeah, I would if it was for athleticism.
If y'all needed to get away,
Joshua would have gone. Big Mac would be a good one too.
Strength.
Uh-huh. That's a good one too. Yeah, that's a good one too, Joshua. Good one. Yeah. That's a good one too. I didn't think about Big Mac. Yeah,
no.
that is a good one. Yep. Same family with Applejack, but yeah, that's a good one too. So yeah, there's a lot of potential. So yeah, that was a good one. That was good.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can pull up the next one here. I was gonna go to the desktop site to actually, view them because otherwise it gets all kind of clustered. There we go. All right, here's the next one. Oh gosh, this first one.
And was that like yesterday's?
Well, this
read today's.
Yeah. Well, then this one, I don't know what the date on this one was. Let's see. This one would have been from Thursday the 22nd. Yeah, they're not on the set day anymore. It used to be on a set day, and now it's just whenever they get enough soapboxes sent in. So, all right, this first one is the one that gets me right away. Why Trixie is the real hero of the ending of the end. Yeah.
Say what?
Yeah, that one gets me. The Discord twist was completely unnecessary.
Yeah.
I think everyone would agree with that one. The end or the beginning? Yeah. 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 That person definitely makes you go, yeah.
Yeah.
And Crystal Pony Refugees / Ancestry. Ooh, okay. That could be
what was the
third one was says the end or the beginning. That could be anything. That's kind of the ambiguous one. Yeah. All right, here we go. Why Trixie is the real hero of the ending of the end. This is by Alexrio Pony Lover 95.
Do they have a love affair with that?
Did they apparently submit some good soapboxes? Hello, every creature. So after watching the ending of the end for the 100th time, I realized something. Trixie is really the unknown hero of the finale.
Yeah.
And before anyone says it, no, I'm not Seth in disguise. Or am I? I think so. Sethisto is the creator of Equestria Daily and has a fascination with Trixie. So I think that's the reference.
Okay.
So we all know that in the ending of the end, it's the young that saves the day with the young six, along with two random ponies, rallying everyone to come help Twilight and her friends against the villain trio in a very endgame-like manner, too. And Trixie was amazing when we said goodbye to Starlight. Yeah, that is true. Yep, that is true. However, if you remember, those same youngsters were at the School of Friendship before, and who was the only adult pony with them? Trixie. Hang on, I'm getting there. Don't worry.
Okay.
So during the time the villain trio are unfolding their plan, Starlight and Trixie have been notified by Twilight about the threat coming, and taking action, the two rush to get the students to safety. Next, we see the two getting the students down into the caves beneath the school. Yep, we saw that. Yep. Where Starlight says, and I quote, "Stay with your buddy. No running. Just follow Counselor Trixie," before having to go confront Chrysalis and leaving Trixie in charge of the students' protection.
Okay.
I kind of see where this is kind of going.
Because she protected him?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
However, again, the students were the ones to rally everyone to save the day, but they need to get past Trixie first. Or did they? Yes, Trixie could have decided to let the students go back home, help gather everyone and get them to their senses, risking their protection in order to save Equestria. Trixie could have easily decided that the students should stay with her and let Twilight and her friends handle the threat, but no. Something must have told Trixie that it was important to let the students go, pass on what they learned, and come to the rescue before it was too late. And we did see Trixie along with everyone else come, which means Trixie probably also helped gather as many as she could before joining in. Trixie has always been a seesaw kind of character for me, between liking her and, well, to put it less harshly, disliking her whenever she does something likable, she goes back to being unbearable and vice versa. Especially with Season 9 Student Council and a horseshoe in. Yes.
Road to Friendship?
Wink.
Yeah. A wink. Oh my God, so annoying.
However, if my theory does end up being true in canon, then I have to say that Trixie's finally earned a place on my list of favorite characters. In the end, she was really great and powerful for the right reason.
Yeah.
But what do you think about Trixie being the real hero of the ending of the end? Or do you think she's not? In any case, I'll be prepared for how Seth will react to this, shall we? I mean...
What's your take on it?
I mean, it's a fair point. I mean, that's a really deep dive. I will say that. That's a pretty deep way of thinking to see it from that perspective. Right. Yeah, I had never thought about it either, Joshua. That's definitely an interesting take on that. Yeah, she was supposed to protect them underneath the school, the students, but then we see them being the rallying cry. So something had to have maybe told Trixie, you know what? I've got to let them pass on what they've learned. Maybe she was.
I'd say yes.
Yeah. I mean, she had to have been.
I would say from that perspective, hell yeah, she's the hero.
Yeah.
Because if it weren't for her saying, okay, y'all need to be with your families, y'all need to rally your kingdoms.
Yeah.
that would have never happened.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
it was the fact that she let that happen that made her the actual real hero.
Exactly.
Because do remember when Applejack in the ending of the end part 2, Spike says, "Can we open our eyes?" When they're in that bubble, that dome, and she says, "You sure can." It's the changelings and everybody else that was producing the power to make that shield.
Right.
Without Trixie letting them go, they'd be dead. Okay, they'd all be dead. And number 2, they wouldn't have the power to make that shield.
And Joshua says, as long as she was actually paying attention to them the whole time, which I hope she was, this was a serious situation. I think she was. I'm going to give Trixie the benefit of the doubt here.
Well, and the fact is, she sent them home to their families.
Yes.
She sent Yellow to Yakistan. She sent, help me out, Hippogriff.
Silverstream.
She sent Silverstream to
Mount Eris and Equestria, yeah.
And Gallus to
Griffinstone, Smolder back to the Dragonlands, Ocellus to the Changeling Hive.
Yeah.
So
every pony of the Student 6 went back to their own respective kingdoms, maybe family.
Right.
And they rallied them.
Right.
So yeah.
And I will agree with Equestria. I am very mixed on Trixie myself. I have my moments where I'm not fond of her, and there are others when she is very noble and admirable.
Yes, thank you, Joshua. Ocellus.
Wait, Ocellus is the changeling. I think he was trying to guess what the Hippogriff. The Hippogriff is Silverstream. But Ocellus is the changeling. Ocellus is the changeling. Yeah, and there was also and Equestria mentioned that the two random ponies, that the Pegasus went to Cloudsdale and the Unicorn went to Canterlot. Yeah, so we don't know their names, but Equestria did mention that. Yeah. Oh, you just said a name before I said okay.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
He's more to the Student 6.
I mean, they're I am diehard. Well,
diehard.
Yeah, right there. Yeah, so I'm diehard.
I mean, it's not that I don't like him. It's just he
I was always a fan of the Student 6.
Yeah.
So, but no, that is a fair take.
From that perspective,
that is a very fair take, and
I'd say hero.
Yes, for sure. I agree. All right, probably something everyone can agree with. The Discord twist was completely unnecessary. Yeah, I think we can. I think we could all agree on that one. And this is also anonymous.
I know what purpose it was meant to serve, but dumb.
Right. You could argue that Grogar would have made for a boring villain, that the finale would have been muddled with both him and the Terrible Trio as the final bosses, that he had no personal stakes in the whole thing. But in that case, why was Grogar even there? The Discord twist has absolutely no reason to exist. If you wanted Chrysalis, T-Rex, and Cozy Glow as the final bosses to make for that personal feeling, why go to so much trouble as to make a plot twist, foster fake hype, and outright lie, in all caps, lie to the audience for an entire year?
That's true.
Yeah, exactly. This is why it ticked people off. Again, I will say the death threat's not condonable. It's not, but that's why. Yeah, that's why it's
Grogar was there just to attract
the older viewers.
Well, then why not sooner?
Right.
If that's what they were trying to do in season 9, why didn't they bring Grogar back sooner?
Right. Instead, why not just have Chrysalis decide to team up with T-Rex and Cozy Glow? After the main 6, Chrysalis decides that slaves don't work, so she decides to find someone who will work with her instead of just for her.
Uh-huh.
She busts them out of Tartarus, they team up to take over Equestria, and their teamwork is what makes them so dangerous. Cozy's manipulation tactics, T-Rex's raw physical strength and magic draining abilities, and Chrysalis' shape-shifting abilities.
There you go.
Those powers and skills alone, combined together as a group, would have them a credible threat on their own. Instead, they are simply given Grogar's bell, and that's it. I thought the whole point of the three of them working together was that individual strengths would make up for their individual weaknesses, ? By giving them the bell, all of that teamwork is pointless because they don't use any of their own skills.
Yeah.
The only thing they do is take people's magic with the bell, and they have a game of keep away with it for the climax.
Oh my God. Yes.
That's true. That's all truth. Any of them could have been given the bell and thus given the power to take over Equestria. Just give the bell to Chrysalis or Cozy Glow. Retroactively, it means that T-Rex magic draining is completely sidelined because there's just a random bell that can do the same thing. And it's not wrong. Ultimately, the Discord twist serves no purpose in the overall story and renders Season 9's story arc completely pointless because you could simply take it out and the terrible trio would be an even bigger threat as it takes away from them instead of adding anything. Not to mention what it does to Discord's character, but hopefully we'll talk about that some other time.
Yeah.
You could do a whole spiel on what it does to Discord's character. As in completely destroys it.
A little bit.
Yeah, that is well said. That is,
again, very well said from that perspective. Very well done.
Yeah, it didn't serve any purpose. They could have, the three of them could have just done it all on their own.
Mm-hmm.
There's no point in that. Really. All right, The End or the Beginning by Anonymous.
Any of the three could have been like reading in the archives of a library, found a book that had the location of Discord's bell in it and the spell to use it, and any of the three could have found the bell on their own like they did. Hello.
It kind of makes you think, like, are they not bright enough? Like, are they dull? Are they that dull on their own? They're not.
No.
Now obviously teamwork is, I'm not saying teamwork couldn't have helped it. It could have, but all three of them have proven that they're competent on their own.
Yeah.
To come pretty darn close to taking over. Cozy certainly was on the verge of it. T-Rex was very close to doing it. Chrysalis, I don't know how close she was, but she.
Okay, now Chrysalis, I'm sorry, but Chrysalis has got, if you want dumb, I'd say
the weakest of the three. Yeah. Because she's just blinded so much by revenge that after losing her hive that I think it clouded her mind a little bit. Not that she didn't have good abilities, she does, but yeah, exactly. She just lost her mind after season 6. Yes, she did. She completely lost her mind.
Mm-hmm.
She was so blinded, and I mentioned that even in the finale, that she was just so blinded by that she could never be reformed. She could not. It just was not possible. Yeah, and I wanted you to gain confidence. It's not a valid argument for what Discord did. No, it's not. It is not valid at all. There was no valid reason for what Discord did at all. None. Just none.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could do a whole spiel on what it did to Discord. All right, The End or the Beginning. And so the 10th anniversary of My Little Pony has arrived. Well, it's come and gone, but yes. It is important to remember the wonders this show has brought us and the way it has changed our lives. I know that it has changed mine drastically, putting me on a new route with more drive than I ever had before. The show may be over, but that's no reason not to hope, nor dream of a return. It took years, but Samurai Jack returned. In video games, Crash Bandicoot and Spyro were dead, but they have recently returned to life. Perhaps the same could happen here. Not today, nor tomorrow, but on the scale of decades. Call it wishful thinking, but the end of G4 inspires me. Inspires me to do the best I can. Inspires me to struggle and strive for success, and I know others are the same. Perhaps, and this is a weak possibility, but one I'm sure the staff were alluding to when they mentioned money as the way G4 could return, if a brony or group of bronies grew sufficiently wealthy, they could commission a new season from Hasbro, or multiple. It is a long shot, and some would say it isn't worth it, but at worst, by trying, you only give yourself dreams of success, which spur you to work hard and lead to you getting in that position in the first place. And is that so bad? The staff loved the show as we did, and what's more, it was a job. The loss of stable employment after so long will surely not be pleasant. I know I will try to cause the return. I am trying to cause the return, and my life is all the better for it. My only question is, will you join me? So this is someone that desperately wants G4 to come back, I think. Not a new gen, but Gen 4 to come back.
I mean, even if you did my thing is, even if you did bring it back, for how long? I mean, you can't stay the same thing forever.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
For gosh sakes, they had a 10-season run. That's impressive in and of itself.
For a show that's only supposed to be for little girls.
Right.
Okay. And believe me, and I say that sarcastically, so everybody just, don't get your tizzies in a twist on that.
Right. So yeah, I get where the individual's coming from here, but it's like, let it go. Like it had a good run. And really, if you did bring it back, like obviously the only direction you'd have to go is then you tell Luster Dawn's story, like and then with because that's where G4 ended. So with Luster Dawn going off with her new friends, so you tell that story and you intertwine it probably with the new group of the school friendship and different things and what have you.
Yeah.
But yeah, Joshua says I'd be fine with a special after a few years, but not another season.
No.
Yeah, not the same anyway. And we know that G5 is going to be different, and but
if we even freaking see Gen 5, Pony Life still isn't here.
Pony Life is not Gen 5 though. Pony Life is considered Gen 4.5.
I know.
Yeah.
But we still haven't seen the
I know. Yeah, I know.
What the heck?
Yeah, I know. Yes. Yeah, I know.
Anybody know where we can get I'm just about ready to go on YouTube or somewhere and watch all the episodes of
if they haven't been blocked, if they haven't been blocked, if Hasbro allows them to be released.
Well, you jackasses, either put it on in the United States or let the United States watch it on YouTube.
Right. Because like I said, I can't form an opinion, until we can't form an opinion until we actually see it. No, Joshua, by the way, school just notified me our spring classes will be online. That's no surprise considering the COVID cases are going up in the country. That's no surprise. So I'm sure that'll happen for a lot of schools here in the coming weeks.
Where are you from, Joshua? Like state-wise? Like, where are you from? Oh yeah.
Oh, California.
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 Doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah. And then, of course, also besides COVID, of course, California is also dealing with more wildfires. And, I just read today, actually, the Chargers had to evacuate people, players from their homes, facilities, because the fire's coming close to their facility. So. Over 100,000 residents have had to evacuate that area because of another fire.
And that is sarcastic when I say wonderful. That is sarcastic, just to let you know.
Yeah, so it's pretty rough on the West Coast. All right, Crystal Pony Refugees and Ancestors. This is the last soapbox.
All right.
By Flare Gun 45.
Okay.
So I haven't seen Flare Gun in a while. Yeah. You know what's interesting about the Crystal Ponies? They were around during the Star Swirl era. Then they disappeared, and then those same ponies are still around even today. Well, before the time jump, I mean. But there were many other story opportunities for this. Though since the kids show, probably not all of this.
Oh, boy.
If the writers had more freedom, we could have seen this happen. What if a few crystal ponies escape Sombra's enslavement? They escape, and then after their escape, before they can call for help, or maybe they did, they call for Celestia and Luna, which is how they showed up and banished Sombra. But then the Empire disappears, and then those crystal ponies never returned home. They lost all their friends and family, and they've started new lives, probably crossbreeding with regular ponies, which could mean any pony could have a crystal pony ancestor. To be honest, I have a feeling that the Pie family are descendants from a crystal pony. Okay.
How do you figure that?
I look at Maud, see her eyes. There's something crystal pony-y about her. That's what it says, seriously. Pony-y. Pinkie Pie too.
We're gonna have to take a closer look at Maud and a side by side with the crystal.
Pinkie Pie too. When she's happy, her hair is all poofy and she's bright. When she's sad, her hair deflates and she becomes darkened.
That's true.
Funny, a crystal pony does the same thing.
That's true.
Pinkie returns to the Empire and she meets some crystal ponies who are the family of her distant ancestor, which makes them her distant ancestors as well. This is when the story gets darker.
Uh-oh.
We have this family of crystal ponies who had a daughter who escaped, and now they'll never see her again. And that's something that they might never be crystally again. They'll maybe seeing the gift they brought to the world, Pinkie Pie, that might brighten their day. This is just an example. Maybe there could be a less dark version of the story, but what do you think? Crystal Pony escaped before the Empire disappeared, and one of the main six actually part Crystal Pony because of this? This could make the Crystal Empire story a lot trippier than it is.
That's another one I'd say y'all need to write a fanfic on that.
Yeah, but it is certainly feasible. That just based on what that sounded like, that's certainly very, very feasible.
Yeah.
And I never would have thought of that.
No.
I never would have thought, Maud's eyes look crystally, and then Pinkie does the, poofy and then deflate. I never would have put that two and two together.
That's crazy.
That is. It's amazing how some people in fandom just dive really deep into some of the stuff in the show, and that's why I love reading these, because it's just so cool to see these perspectives.
Sure.
We're not quite to that yet.
There's a lot in here. Yeah.
All right, but now let's go to the random weird news story. This is always fun. These are always good and funny. And, and always trying to find one to beat. Let's see. Of course, that Michigan story is always the one to top. Although the guy with the drugs, the last one that we did, was a pretty big one too, and he got busted for all that weed.
Yeah,
that was, and the cash on him. Yeah, all that weed and all that cash. That was pretty close, but I still think the Michigan story. Let's see here. Let's see. Oh, geez. Let's go back to Michigan. Another gun story out of Michigan. Here we go. Police. Flint man shot accidentally while friend played with rifle.
Oh.
Played with rifle. I'm sorry, but a rifle is not something you play with.
Yeah.
Oakland County, Michigan. A 19-year-old from Flint received a non-life-threatening gunshot wound. Okay, thank God. When police say a friend was playing with a rifle. The 19-year-old man was visiting an 18-year-old woman in the 600 block of Garland Avenue in Ortonville when she started playing with a rifle around 4:45 p.m., according to the Oakland County Sheriff's Office. The male victim...
I'm sorry, but how do you play with a rifle?
I don't know.
How do you even do that?
I don't. That's why it's stunning to me.
There you go.
It's like, what? How do you do that? Why would you do that?
No, I don't know.
The male victim told investigators that his best friend got a rifle out of the closet and said she was going to shoot him. I mean, this is your best friend? I'm going to shoot you with a rifle.
Are you going to...
Okay, we're best friends for 26 years, and we would never even think about something that stupid.
Was she in her fucker?
She pulled the trigger, but apparently didn't realize the safety was off, police say.
It's a real good... Oh, my God.
The bullet hit the man's upper arm. The Brandon Township Fire Department transported the 19-year-old to Hurley Medical Center for treatment of a non-life-threatening gunshot wound.
Can we do anything else but what I'm doing right now on that?
No charges were announced against the 18-year-old woman Monday morning.
It's a real gun.
Not just any gun, a rifle.
A rifle. It is a real rifle. Oh, my God.
What'd you think it was? The Red Ryder toy from A Christmas Story? Even then.
It is a real rifle. How the...
Hey, look, I'm going to shoot you up. I mean...
well, then.
Yeah.
Are you... Oh, my God.
Okay, does that beat the Detroit Get Off My Lawn guy? I think we found one that actually beats that. Same state, but
in level of stupidity, that beats all.
yeah,
Honestly.
that beats the weed
my
guy.
God.
That beats the Detroit get off my lawn guy. Yeah, that.
Oh.
Yeah, Joshua,
had-
I don't understand whatever pointing guns somewhere you don't intend to shoot. Like what? Yeah, just absolutely
in
unbelievable.
terms of stupidity, that is the dumbest thing I ever heard.
Yeah.
Well, aside from the guy that made love to his car.
Well, yeah. There was that story too. Yes. Yeah. But
a guy in England, literally, sorry for the language here, but a guy in England, I think it was, literally fucked his car, stuck his weenie in the exhaust pipe.
Yeah, tailpipe. Yeah, I heard about that.
You read it.
Yeah, that's right. We read that one. That's right. Yes, that's right. Yeah.
And fucked his car. He humped his car.
Yeah. But even that though, I read that.
Okay,
right.
yeah.
But yeah, even that beats it. It's okay. I don't know why I have to say this PSA in in our year of our Lord 2020, but don't play with guns.
Yeah.
I mean, what? Seriously.
Warn a guy.
Well,
Ow.
your friendly vocal PSA. Sorry. I know the echo in this room now is a lot bigger.
Death in my right ear. Thank you very much.
Yeah, but seriously. Yeah, it's like, okay, and let's see. There was also somebody who had his girlfriend shoot a dictionary he was holding in front of him with a desert eagle for a video. You can guess how that ended up. Just
what the? What?
Just seriously, I don't understand how people can just be that stupid with guns. I don't. And the same state, the same bucking state, Michigan. What is your deal with guns? I mean, it's just unbelievable. So that is now the story to beat. That is now that now replaces the Detroit one and the weed story. That now is the top of the list.
Speaking of gun story states, I know I'm getting.
You got another gun story? Okay.
Did you hear? I don't know if I was with you or if I was with Sarah.
Okay.
When I heard this, a kid in Louisiana got expelled from school.
Oh wait, no, I read that story.
For having a BB gun in his bedroom.
I think, I told you that story.
Fucking bedroom.
I told you that story.
While he was at home.
Doing virtual learning.
My God.
Yeah, doing virtual learning. Yeah. Jesse and Joshua heard about that. Yeah. While he was doing virtual learning at his home.
In his bedroom.
Yeah, in his bedroom, had a BB gun like visible in the shot because it was a Zoom thing. And it was visible, and his teacher saw it.
BB gun, BB gun. Yeah. May I emphasize a fucking BB gun? Yeah. Sorry for my language, but it's so stupid.
Yeah.
So his brother,
Joshua, he did get
his brother would not trip over it.
Right.
Now the parents and everybody else is suing.
Yeah, suing. Yeah.
Because you cannot enforce the whole thing is you can't enforce campus rules. In a virtual
environment.
It was his freaking house.
Yeah, you can't.
Name me one kid that's like beyond the age of, I'd say 12 in Louisiana that does not have a gun or a firearm of some sort, be it a slingshot.
Okay.
Name me one.
Right. This goes back to not playing with guns. But what's he gonna do? Shoot the screen? I mean,
he moved the BB gun onto a chair beside him so his little brother wouldn't trip over it. That's all he freaking did.
Right.
He didn't aim it at the screen, said, I wish you were here right now, Pop.
Right.
Or something.
No.
He didn't do nothing.
No. Let's see. And then, their two kids are not going to be allowed to attend their school because their family took a vacation during their virtual learning, even though they were still attending the classes. Oh, wow.
That's stupid.
That's a story. Wow. That's interesting, Joshua. Yeah, I mean, even though they were still attending the classes, they're not going to be allowed. Wow, they took a vacation.
That's dumb as hell.
That is dumb. Yeah, I mean,
I feel bad for the kids.
And that's the thing with virtual learning. Like, you know,
You can do it. I would think you could do it anywhere.
Exactly.
Yeah, you could do it on top of Mount Everest.
Clearly, there are not clearly, and maybe because there can be. There's not like universal set rules for virtual learning.
There should be.
There should be, but there's probably not. So yeah, it's.
And I hope this story that parents in the school, or the people that support them in the school, they fight back.
Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure. Yeah, because that's ridiculous. It's nonsense. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Nonsense.
It's nonsense.
Yeah.
Nonsense is a better word, I think.
Nonsense.
It is nonsense because you gotta have a universal way. You gotta
Asinine.
have the asinine tag on FARC. That would work. Yeah, that would work too. Because there's different tags on FARC stores like asinine, facepalm, dumbass. You know, there's different tags.
I put that gun thing we were.
I'm pretty sure that got the dumbass tag. I'm pretty sure it did. Okay, it did get the asinine tag actually. It got the tag.
I don't know.
Either asinine or dumbass, but yeah.
What's worse?
They were taking a vacation out of state for an unknown period of time. They were declared to be living out of state, even though they said they would come back.
Oh, maybe that's
wow.
Why. Maybe that's why.
Wow.
Maybe that's why.
Well, unknown period of time. That's what gets me because if they didn't say how long they were going to be out. If they didn't communicate that to the school district,
they're out of state.
They're out of state,
and that is illegal.
That's kind of their fault then, because you have to disclose. How long you're going to be out.
And even I remember my freshman year I took a vacation to Tennessee. What did Twin Lakes do? They said, okay, it's going to be the first 4 days of school. We'll just send his books with him.
Right.
And my parents basically homeschooled me using the Twin Lakes curriculum.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have to let the district know. They just said they would go back when things were going back to normal.
You can't do that.
Well, when is that? And you don't even know when that is.
And you can't. So
there's no set time frame.
I'm sorry, but I'm with the school.
I'm with the school on that one. Yeah, because
you can't just up and leave and say we'll come back whenever the fuck we feel like it.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Excuse my language again. I don't know. But
we'll come back when COVID disappears.
That'll never happen.
No. So
I don't think that'll ever happen.
Right. So
yeah, I'm with the school there.
But no, the Flint story is now the one to beat. That's now the one to beat. All right, on to the Cup O topics, and there are a lot. That's why this is a loaded episode.
Yeah, this is probably one of the most loaded shows as far as topics.
Oh yeah,
something about the NFL. I see. Let's see. NFL Watcher rundown through week 6.
Well, now 7 weeks. We'll just do the whole season. Yes, because it would have been 6 weeks had we done it the last 2 weeks ago, but now 7 weeks. So NFL recap. So NFL has been very intriguing thus far.
Yeah.
A lot of good teams, a lot of not so good.
Basically a whole division sucking.
Oh gosh, the NFC least. It's the NFC least again. Yes. Yeah, it is. Yeah, that division is just so bad. I mean, and to think, and I mentioned this, of course, to you before, the fact that the winner of that division gets to host a playoff game. Okay, Josh has to go, but he'll catch the rest later. All right, thanks, Joshua. Thank you as always. But yeah, the winner of that division gets to host a playoff game. Now, again, I will say, if it were me right now, I'd say Philadelphia has the fast track. I would say Philadelphia, because again, of the talent that Carson Wentz has around him, that Carson Wentz is a find a way quarterback. And I've said that. He finds a way to win games. He finds a way. And Washington is hanging around, but they have a few playmakers, not great. I think the bigger story is just Dallas's fall. Dallas. And I'm guilty as much because I bought in fully to Dallas, and it has been painful to see them struggle, even when Dak was healthy, and then Dak suffers that horrific ankle injury, and he's out for the year. And then Dalton this past week gets a concussion. And so that's tough. And now if he doesn't get cleared, they'll start someone named Ben DiNucci.
Yeah.
The rookie out of James Madison. Like, that's just. It's just been so awful. And everyone in the NFC East is a negative point differential. Eagles are minus 33. Washington is minus 32. Dallas is like minus
Now, what is the point
67.
differential?
So points allowed compared to your points scored.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Dallas is like negative 67. And the Giants are negative 52. So, yeah, not good at all. And
no.
another big story I think in the NFC East is like, and I mentioned this to you off camera too, that Washington might still be the football team in 2021.
Yeah.
They might not have a nickname next year either.
No.
Because of the fact that coming up with the name and the brand and the marketing takes so long, and they gotta and I don't know if they're still doing with the trademark thing. I know that was brought up early on. They were fighting with a trademark issue on some of the names, because that one guy filed like trademarks for like a ton of different potential names. So I don't know if they're still fighting that or not. They probably are, but we'll see how that turns out. The NFC West, I would say, is probably the best division in football.
Okay.
I would say. I would say the NFC West is just top to bottom loaded. Well, of course, Seattle.
Okay.
Seattle, who was undefeated before they lost to fellow division team Arizona. That game was fun to watch.
Yeah.
I mean, that game on Sunday night was absolutely intense. And granted, Seattle, being a Seahawks fan, heart attack games, as I called them.
Yeah.
They're always close. They always come down in the end. But either they find a way to win or they gack it away. And that's what happened against Arizona. Seattle had a 10-point lead with 2:30 to go, mind you. 2:30 left in the game. And they allowed Arizona to come back, force overtime, and then Arizona got the win in overtime, 37-34.
I think they just wore themselves out.
Well, you heard Chris Collinsworth. Remember what he said? The Seattle defense was just gashed. They looked tired.
Yeah.
They looked absolutely spent.
Yeah.
But again, the problem with Seattle's defense, they have no pass rusher.
No.
They have no pass rusher. And their leading sack guy is a safety. Jamal Adams is their leading sack guy. Yeah. So that's your problem. If you don't have a true pass rusher on the line, you're not going to be, in games. They can't stop anybody on defense. That's the problem too. Their offense has bailed them out in a lot of games, but not this week. But don't fall asleep on Arizona. I had Arizona as a wildcard team entering the season. And we're seeing now why. Because that offense is just so talented with Kyler and Edmonds now, the running back. Drake, did I tell you what Drake's injury was in the end?
Huh?
When Kenyon Drake got hurt?
No.
Slight torn ligament in his ankle.
Yeah.
So he'll be out a couple weeks. Yeah, so Edmonds will be the main back. But he's been better than Drake anyway. So he gets his chance. Of course, you got the receiving core, Hopkins, Fitzgerald, Kirk. I mean, have been balling out. So Arizona, the Rams at 5-2. The Rams got a big win on Monday night against the Bears. The frauds that the Bears are.
Yeah.
I think everyone felt like the Bears at 5-1 were not legit. I think it was very misleading. And then the 49ers at 4-3, everyone above 500 in the NFC West. So that division is going to be one to really pay attention to as the season goes on. NFC North, I mean, it's Green Bay's to lose.
Yeah.
I mean, it's honestly, I mean, Aaron Rodgers is playing angry. Aaron Rodgers is playing ticked off. You draft Jordan Love in the draft. Okay, I'll prove all y'all wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And with the talent he has around him, and Tanyan balling out 5 touchdowns this year. I mean, he has been nothing short of impressive.
Yeah.
It's Green Bay's division to lose. Chicago, I mean, the defense is good, but Nick Foles, Mitchell Trubisky, what's the difference? I think we saw that last night, and what's there between the two? They need some help. Detroit at 3-3, is, you never know what you're going to get with Detroit. That's the thing. You never know what you're going to get with Detroit. Detroit is very much either a team that, finds a way to lose, or somehow they pull out a win. Like it's kind of the same boat as Seattle, although the defense is a lot weaker. It's and there's not much talent offensively. And then the Vikings at 1-5, they're just not very good. The defense is awful. Kirk Cousins is not very good anymore. They have playmakers, Dalvin Cook, Adam Thielen, but gosh, they're not good. And again, in the NFC South, your pick for the Super Bowl, Tampa Bay, looking pretty good.
Cool.
Tampa is looking strong, 5-2, had a big win again last week. Brady still showing he can sling it. Got the weapons there. The receiving core, probably one of the best receiving core he's ever had. With Evans, Godwin, Scotty Miller coming on. Gronk is looking good now that Howard's out for the year. And of course that defense. The problem Brady had in New England was he had no weapons and the defense was weak. And now he's got both better in Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
So that's why he's thriving right now. But the Saints still in the mix at 4-2. They're still, and New Orleans is still plugging along. They're going to be in the hunt, obviously, with all the talent they have. Carolina at 3-4. Once Carolina gets Christian McCaffrey back, and he actually was activated from injury reserve this week, so they might get McCaffrey back this week. But once they get him back and Bridgewater playing as well as he is, Carolina might become a factor, but the defense is still a question mark. The defense still has its hiccups. And then Atlanta, 1-6, not good. Even though the talent is there, it's just, again, it's the defense that's the big problem with Atlanta. Then AFC wise, the East, again, this to me is Buffalo's division to lose. Again, well-rounded offensively with Josh Allen making plays with his legs. The running game could be better, but still plenty of talent there. Miami, though, is now the interesting one. Miami now, of course, is the interesting one because they made a very, what I think is interesting decision. You start out 3-3, you're playing well with Ryan Fitzpatrick, and Brian Flores says, you know what, I'm going to go with Tua. And I'm hoping that he does well, but by the same token, I don't know. I don't know if it's time to pull the trigger just yet. I'm a little leery on that. So we'll see what happens. But considering the success of Herbert with the Chargers, Burrow in Cincinnati, to the rookies, we'll see how that pans out. New England is just falling apart. New England, ever since their COVID outbreak, Cam Newton getting COVID, ever since it looked good after the 2-1 start, and then they lose 3 straight, not looking good at all. And now they're, Newton again, he's covering the same problem that Tom Brady had, lack of weapons outside of Julian Edelman. Just you gotta have a team around you. And right now, Cam was not looking good. He got benched in favor of Jarrett Stidham. So who knows what the quarterback situation is going to look going forward. And then of course the Jets are just bad.
Yeah.
the Jets are just awful at 0-7, so they're just not very good. The Jets have scored 85 total points this year in 7 games. 85. For math, that is an average of 12 points per game. That's all you need to know about the New York Jets.
Mm-hmm.
AFC West, again, this is Kansas City's division to lose. Chiefs rolling along at 6-1. We know the kind of talent they have with Patrick Mahomes, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, the receiving core with Tyreek Hill and Watkins when he's healthy, Mecole Hardman, Robinson, of course, Travis Kelce. But then they get Le'Veon Bell, and he made his debut this past week and looked pretty good at times. So the rich get richer. And same with the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers signing Antonio Brown, like taking a chance on AB. Rich getting richer. It'll be interesting to see how that comes about. Raiders will be interesting though. Raiders are looking, pretty solid, 3-3, but they're playing well of late. Derek Carr's got some weapons now to play with Henry Ruggs and Darren Waller, and Josh Jacobs in the running game. So they're going to be a team to watch going forward as well. Chargers at 2-4. if Justin Herbert can keep playing the way that he is, and then getting in good sync with his weaponry and the running game, and Austin Eckler comes back off IR at some point, and they get back in a rhythm. Keep an eye on the Chargers too; they could be an interesting one too. And then Denver at 2-4. Denver, good defense, not so great offensively. Denver is just not that great as an offensive team. AFC North is also fun. Very top heavy. The North's going to be one to watch as well because you got the Steelers at 6-0. You've got the Ravens at 5-1. You got the Browns at 5-2. The Browns are good. Mm-hmm. I never thought that we would say that, but they're actually good. And then you've got Cincinnati 1-5-1, but Joe Burrow was very entertaining, and the weapons he has there in Cincinnati. So the AFC North is not as good as a whole as the NFC West, but very entertaining with the talent that they have there. Now, unfortunately, of course, the Browns, of course, Odell Beckham Jr. Torn ACL out for the year, but they're going to have other receivers step up in his place. Rashard Higgins will step up. Jarvis Landry's still there, so Baker's going to still have plenty of weapons. So just don't fall asleep on Cleveland. And then AFC South, I mean, it's a two-team race. Tennessee, obviously, we know how good Tennessee is. We know the Titans ball out, 5-1. We need to stop this, like some people do. We need to stop disrespecting the Titans. Okay, we need to, no movie pun intended. We need to remember the Titans. We need to remember that they're a good football team because they crush it. Ryan Tannehill, Derrick Henry, the beast, stiff arming guys. What he did to Josh Norman, oh my gosh. The AJ Brown is breaking out as a receiver there. Usually looks to be the top option there. The tight end when Jonnu Smith is healthy or Anthony Ferkser, and the defense is strong. Tennessee is going to be one to watch, but of course, don't fall asleep on the Colts because Indy, 4-2, still trying to figure out what kind of team Indy is. We know they're good defensively. We know they're strong defensively. But Phillip Rivers will have his moments. He'll be good some days, not so good the other, with the interceptions and whatnot. And then Jonathan Taylor on the running game, T.Y. Hill in receiving, the tight ends getting involved. There's got to be a little more consistency. But aside from that, it's a two-team race there. And then, of course, dragging up the bottom, Houston and Jacksonville, 1-6, not very good. Jacksonville might bench Gardner Minshew. The experiment might be over. It might be time to make a switch. And Houston, I mean, now that, they made the move, they hopefully the offense can make up for the defensive deficiencies because Houston's defense is just awful. And I know this because I followed the Texans for years. And outside of J.J. Watt, they don't have anything. So it is going to be a challenge if the offense make up these deficiencies and find a way to get out of it. They find a way. And we'll talk more about Houston and Atlanta later when they made with another story. But my goodness, I don't know. It's going to be a long stretch for some of those teams. Do we think that Pittsburgh can run the table?
I don't know.
That's a big.
I'd like to see it though.
That now because Pittsburgh now is the only unbeaten left. The only unbeaten left now is 6-0. They do have to play Baltimore twice still, so that's gonna be the big challenge for them. But we'll see what happens. And then of course on the other side of the spectrum, are the Jets gonna go 0-16? That's the other big. That's the other big question. Is there any potential wins on the Jets' schedule? I mean, I'm going to look. Let's see. I'm going to look at the Jets' schedule here. I'm going to see if we can find a win. Well, this next week they're at the Chiefs. They're not winning that one. Monday night against the Patriots. If the Patriots don't get things together, I mean, that's a stretch, but that's not out of the realm of possibility. At the Chargers, I doubt it. If Herbert's still playing well, home against the Dolphins, depending on how Tua looks, I don't know. Again, that's a question mark. Raiders, no. Seahawks, no. Rams, no. Browns, no. And then they play the Patriots again to end the season. So there's really only potentially 2 games that I see the Jets potentially winning, maybe 3. They're not going to win a whole lot of games. So yeah, there's really not a whole lot of hope. And then of course the story is out there that Trevor Lawrence, the Clemson quarterback who will likely go number 1 in the draft, should stay at Clemson for 1 more year so he doesn't go to the Jets. I mean,
if he goes to the Jets anyway.
I know, right? I mean, if the Jets do take him, well, then you could probably say bye-bye to Sam Darnold because they're not going to trust Darnold anymore. I don't think Darnold's the problem. Darnold is a fine quarterback. I just think Adam Gase's coaching is the problem. I think Gase has never been successful as a head coach, so I think that's the big problem. It's just, to me, it's poor coaching. It's not Sam Darnold. Now, Sam Darnold has been mentioned in a lot of trade talks because the trade deadline is coming up this week. It actually falls on Election Day, November 3rd. And surprisingly enough, this might interest you. Sam Darnold has been linked to the Colts in potential trades.
The what?
Yeah. Yeah.
To the Colts?
Yeah.
What Colts?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. He's mentioned potentially to go to the Colts in trades.
Oh, the Colts.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying a Colt.
Oh, no. The Colts, the NFL team. Yeah. So
who is that?
Darnold. I mean, and it's not, like I said, I don't think it's Darnold's. Darnold has talent. I just feel like he's being held up back by his coaching staff.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it wouldn't be a bad idea but you only do that if you don't trust Phillip Rivers going forward.
Yeah.
If you don't trust him going forward to be the guy, then you pull the trigger.
And I don't think they should.
No, I don't think they should either. I think that's silly. I mean, yeah, I'm not disputing Darnold didn't have talent. He does, but I don't think the Colts is the right place for him. You know, kind of like we were talking about earlier with what team that needs like a Mitchell Trubisky, or Darnold could be potential for those spots too. I think mentioned like Jacksonville, Denver, a couple other teams that could be in the mix. So
yeah.
So that's where the NFL stands for 7 weeks. We'll be interested to see what happens going forward. On to the next. We pulled out 2 there. Whoops. Whoopsies.
Yep.
On to the next.
Bell rings in
Kansas City. This is Le'Veon Bell. Going to the Chiefs. This is interesting because I found this interesting because here's the thing. So Le'Veon Bell, when this is the reason to leave the Jets, right? When the Jets are struggling, and clearly Le'Veon Bell and Adam Gase were not getting along. There was clearly not a good working relationship there. So that's why Bell left. But I felt he had every reason to leave because Le'Veon Bell is still talented. He is still young. He is not at a peak of his career. He is still young. He's got a lot left in the tank.
Yes.
Now, so then he mentions his potential teams he wants to go to. And he mentions Buffalo, Miami, and Kansas City.
Yeah.
And ironically enough, those 3 were the Jets' next 3 opponents. So next week he'll get to face his former team already. But I thought, honestly, he would end up in Buffalo or Miami. Because here's why. Because I think if he had gone to either one of those 2 places, he would have been the immediate starter, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Because Buffalo right now, you've got a 2-headed committee of Devin Singletary and Zach Moss. Both have been unimpressive, especially Singletary. And Moss is the rookie out of Utah. He's quick. He's a lot quicker. He might eventually take Singletary's job this season. Yeah. So I thought he went to Buffalo, he'd be started right away. Same with Miami. You signed Jordan Howard and Matt Breida in the offseason to get carries. You have Myles Gaskin, and he's been okay. Not get me wrong, he's been okay. But again, you get Le'Veon Bell in there, he's going to start. He's going to be the best guy they have on their roster. So he goes to Kansas City, and I'm like, okay, I get it. You go to a contender, but you're likely backing up Edwards-Helaire. Like if you wanted to be a starter, you go to one of the other two.
Either that, or are they going to make him the goal liner?
They could. And, you know, he also was involved in the passing game on Sunday against Denver. He was also on the third down plays too. So maybe that's his role going forward. You know, use Edwards-Helaire mainly, and then you use Bell on the third down or goal line situations. Yeah. That could be his role going forward. And if Bell's okay with that, then hey, more power to him. Yeah. You know, if he's okay with that. I think in the end, Bell wanted to go to a contender. I think Bell wanted to play for a team that could win a Super Bowl. I think that's, you know, he decided to choose that upside over a guaranteed start.
Yeah.
Am I right in that?
Yeah, I would say, because you made the comment he wants to contend right away.
Yeah. You know, you leave an 0-7 team and then you go to a 6-1. Yeah, that's a pretty big upgrade. So yeah, I can't fault Le'Veon for doing that. So big get for Kansas City, making them better. You know, again, rich get richer, and it's clearly interesting to see how they use Edwards-Helaire and Bell together. But I don't see any harm in it. I don't see harm in it. I think it was a great move for Le'Veon, and a great choice, and hoping it works out for him. And I think it will. I think it will.
He was with the Steelers before the Jets.
He was with the Steelers before the Jets, and of course there was drama in the Steelers with the Steelers because, you know, he didn't get along with Big Ben. He clashed with Antonio Brown, and he clashed with upper management, and you know that was a whole mess. Yeah. Speaking, of course,
so he wants another Super Bowl.
He does, but nothing wrong with that. You know, I don't understand people get mad about people. Oh, you know, he's just going after, chasing titles. What's so wrong with that? You know, people ripped Kevin Durant for going to Golden State. He's wanting to win a championship. What's wrong with that?
Mm-hmm.
You know, LeBron, you know, going to Miami, you're going to the Lakers. You know, what's wrong with that?
LeBron James. Well, okay, with the LeBron thing, yeah, he deserved it. He went back to the Cavaliers.
And got them a title.
Said he wanted to end his career in Cleveland, and then he goes to the Lakers. You douchebag.
Yeah, that's a little much. But
yeah.
He's like, okay, I got you what you wanted. Now bye. You know.
Yeah.
So I guess, that's justified. So there's some reasons for not justified, but there are other reasons why it's justified for chasing titles.
Yeah.
So, depending on how you look at it. But for Le'Veon, completely justified. Completely justified. Absolutely. So good luck to you, Le'Veon. Great choice. Yep. Great move.
Next.
End
of Bailey.
Oh, the end of Bailey. This one, it hits home for me in a way, but and again, I will preface this by saying character, not person. Okay. This is I got to do it from that perspective. So, for those that don't know, or been living under a rock, those that don't know the story involving the LA Kings mascot, Bailey the Lion, well known in the NHL, was named multiple times the top mascot in the NHL, not just on social media, but throughout the NHL. Of course, there was a couple issues that, you know, Tim Smith, who had done the role pretty much since Bailey began, since his existence in Los Angeles. There were a couple instances where he did some very not nice things, some very, very degrading things, very naughty things. That's a good word. Mm-hmm. There was first instance where supposedly in costume, he grabbed a male's buttocks leaving the elevator, and that was settled eventually out of court with them and the Kings and the AEG management, who, you know, owns the facilities the Kings play in. But then the real, and this word fits, damning story happened when a couple months ago when TMZ broke the story of the ice crew member, who Tim Smith not only played Bailey, but was, you know, oversaw the ice crew, the Kings ice crew, who eventually, you know, kind of like a I don't want to say cheer squad in a way, or, you know, cleans the ice, you know, hands out the stuff, you know, kind of does that kind of thing. And they're mostly all female members. And And so Tim oversaw that and kind of let the power get to his head a little bit. I think his ego really got to him. He thought he could be invincible, get away with anything.
Yeah.
And there was a story that came out that one of the members of the ice crew, Bailey, sexually, verbally and physically harassed this individual. And then it got to the point where she just eventually, she and the thing was, like, when it first happened, when all this first happened, she told the Kings. She went to the organization and told them, hey, this is what's going on with Tim, make it stop, do something, knock it off. And eventually, the Kings, I think they talked to him and they, either reprimanded him or did something to that effect or what have you, and thought that it would stop. But then they gave like Bailey, the guy, a break or something. And then once he came back to work, started right up again, and it got so bad that she was so embarrassed.
The same person?
Yeah, same. Yeah, same. Yeah, Tim Smith's the only person that ever played Bailey.
I know, but was it the same?
This is the same individual. This is the same individual. Yes,
yeah.
Same individual. Just kept on this person. I don't know if there were other ice crew members impacted, but this person said it was the same stuff. And then the one that really got me was, that said, no, he should be canned, was that there was a story where they were in the, locker room, mascot changing room, what have you. And Tim Smith, either did sexual thrust or pushed his face up against this woman, did stuff like that. And, and just outright disgusting. And she broke down and she just up and quit. Like they said, that was it. She left like that. She could not take it anymore. And so once that story came out, I kind of had a feeling that that was going to be the nail in the coffin. The first story wasn't as detailed and damning as that story. Once I read the article, I'm like, oh, he's so gone. Like I knew that he was gone. And at first the Kings, immediately said, okay, we're launching an internal investigation. And then they suspended him pending the results of that investigation. And then finally, after about a week or so, they then said, we have terminated the employment of Tim Smith immediately. We've terminated his employment. So
apparently there was enough evidence to support the claim.
They
said we can't not fire him.
I mean, who would lie about stuff like that?
Well, actually, a lot of people.
I know, but with that level of detail, though.
Well, actually, a lot of people in today's day and age. There was a gym teacher got sent to prison for he served 5 years in prison before the students actually said, no, we made it up because we didn't like him. Of course, he was exonerated.
Okay.
And set free. And I'm not making light of it. I'm not saying, but to answer your question, who would lie?
A lot of people. Okay.
A lot of people.
But
Kobe Bryant almost got in prison because the woman claimed rape.
So,
Mike Tyson got imprisoned.
So to answer my question, yes, people would lie.
Yes.
But considering this was not his first time with these incidents.
But multiple times on multiple separate instances, I don't think so.
No.
That gives credence to it.
And here's the thing, though. Again, I'm separating person from character.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't condone Tim Smith's behavior at all. I don't. I completely think it's disgusting and demeaning and abhorrent, and it needed to be dealt with and needed to be fired. 100%. I enjoyed Bailey the character. I liked the look. I liked the character aspect of it. He created a great character, and that is going to be difficult to replace whether they put a new individual in, or the $1 million question is Bailey's reputation damaged enough that he can't come back, period. And I think we might have an answer, maybe.
Was it all in costume? Did he do all this in the Bailey costume?
There's some that have said that it was. There's some that said that it wasn't. It's up for debate. But we might have our answer because I took a screenshot from the LA Kings website, and this is Bailey's personal page, and it is completely blank. There is nothing there except the header. It is just completely blank. So I don't know if that means that they are getting rid of Bailey for good. I don't know if that means they're just temporarily taking away all the content now until they find a replacement. I don't know. It's
or
very
are
much,
they replacing Bailey with another mascot? Says, we don't want
That
that
could be-
reputation.
that could be the third option.
Yeah.
Because there's precedent for that. Because the Colorado Avalanche did something similar. Okay.
Yeah.
You know Bernie, right? The current one
Okay.
was not the Avalanche's first mascot.
No, I didn't know that.
Okay. Let me share you this story because there's
what happened there?
Because there's precedent. So the Colorado Avalanche, who were formed in 1996, their original mascot was a Yeti named Howler.
That I did know.
Yeah. That was their first mascot. Yeah. Howler the Coyote was not the original. That was not the first Howler. There was Howler the Yeti. But then he got in trouble with some similar assault allegations. And eventually the Avalanche decided to scrap him. And then they replaced him with Bernie. So there is precedent for this. So I'm wondering if the Kings are going to go the same route. Is that reputation tarnished enough to the point where if anyone sees Bailey again, their first thought is, oh, Bailey, he groped women.
Yeah.
Mascot's reputation, you can't.
And to be honest, I honestly, on that perspective right there, I'm not going to want my kid to go near that.
Exactly.
It's like, who's in there?
Exactly.
You don't know.
Right. Exactly.
Probably not going to be Tim Smith.
No.
But
no.
who is that?
Right.
You don't know.
Yeah, you don't know. And that's so, yeah. I would not be surprised if the Kings go either in a different direction or there's some saying they might not have a mascot at all. And maybe that's the route they take. I don't know what they're going to do. It's going to be, of course, interesting to see what they do. But I think I hate to say it, but I think the characters' days are numbered as well. I think just too much damage has been done. There's making a character in the mascot world, but there are lines you can't cross.
No.
And honestly, sometimes, even though he was very, sassy, witty on social media, I felt like sometimes he really, really kind of straddled that line.
He kind of skirted it a little bit.
He did, and it was. At times it was humorous. It was okay. It used sass to a different level, but it was a stretch sometimes. So
yeah.
So it was entertaining, but then you find that out and you're like, ugh. And then after that, you hear, and Jessica's been always keeping me updated on this. She talks with mascot performers, right?
Yeah.
And she has texted me story after story after story of how Tim was just a asshole. Like really, a complete asshole.
Huh.
Like, have I shared with you some of the, oh my gosh. I hope I still have the thread. Because some of these stories that Jessica has shared with me.
Jessica's your mascot person?
In California. Yeah, out in San Jose.
Now, how does she talk to him? Is she just
because she kind of does a mascotting herself. She's been in mascot suits before.
Okay.
She's taken the role before and done a couple mascot things. She's also been on mascot camps. Like she did the online mascot university, the Mascot Hall of Fame did this year.
Yeah.
She's taken part in that.
Yeah.
So let's see if I can find some threads about Bailey here. Let's see. Let's see. How far back do I have to go here?
The transition was when he very calmly said that he was ready to leave Costa Rica. He was ready to take the next step.
Here we go.
Almost a change of tenor in his voice when he described that he wanted to come up here to Indiana. The new contract
So here we go. So here's when it like first came out. Like this. So this is from August 18th. Sharing a story of a good friend who worked with me the Ontario Reign. That's the King's affiliate. Well, straight behind me on the wall. There's the Reign.
Okay.
Because I follow the Reign too.
Yeah.
Tim Smith plays the mascot Bailey for the LA Kings, and they're charged against him. Second one in less than 4 years. And it says FU Tim. # Time's Up Bailey. Let's see. Treating myself tonight because I found out the POS who gaslighted me, constantly singled me out, told me disgusting things, and mentioned everything in his power to force me to quit one of my favorite jobs, has been suspended over another sexual harassment lawsuit, his second in less than 4 years. Just a short list of the shit I experienced. Heard him brag about walking in on an underage girl changing. Discuss coworkers' appearances. Discuss certain women he was interested in sexually. Criticize my appearance, not my male coworkers. Would try to gaslight me when I said something couldn't be done, then would go behind my back to the King's crew who would say the same thing. Written up for not working off the clock. He told everyone I was fired when in reality I quit without notice.
What's gaslighting?
Good question. Gaslight. Manipulate by psychological means into questioning their own sanity.
Oh.
So essentially you're playing mind games with them, essentially. And then it says, as someone who's experienced gender discrimination in the workforce, put up with a lot of shit, I'm here for you. It may have taken me years to say this publicly, but you are never alone. And then we talked about the fact that, the more that comes out, the more it becomes clear he needs to go. Jessica said, I hope his wife divorces because he is married with kids.
Oh.
Yeah, and I hope the same thing. And then we talked about, the avalanche with Howard the Yeti.
I would never want a marriage to dissolve, but on that regard, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You know what? Yes. By all means.
Right.
Wife, divorce your husband if he's doing that. And here's why I, as a Christian and as a pastor, I would say the same thing if I was a pastor. By all means. He took vows to be faithful to you.
Right.
And in those vows, one of those lines is to be faithful, forgetting all others.
Right.
As in, you ain't going to be messing with any other women. Now,
Right.
if you do that, that proves that you are unfaithful. And biblically,
Right.
the grounds for divorce is marital unfaithfulness.
Faithfulness.
Goodbye.
Right.
And she would be well within her grounds to do
absolutely.
so because he was maritally unfaithful. He was basically molesting,
Right.
not molesting, but assaulting other
Yes.
girls, other women.
Jessica said the King's care needed to
Ridiculous.
fire him and realized he gave him too much power, which I agree with. Yep. Let's see. So maybe see these other stories. That's what I was looking for. See the other stories of people that they shared. Because there were other people that she said that shared the same similar stories.
Yep.
Let's see. Okay, here's a tweet from October 2nd. Not the least surprising. I have had plenty of encounters with him as Tim, and he's an asshole. He yells at his teammates in beer league. Bye, Felicia.
Huh.
Yeah. Yells
What
at
the
his
hell is beer league?
like a beer hockey league, probably, or I don't know.
Why? I don't know.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, and get this. He changed his profile picture to a pic of him and his large family, almost to distract people from seeing. Yeah, that's definitely a sign of hiding in shame.
Mm-hmm. You done lost that family, son.
Let's see. Here's another one. At least for the last 4 to 5 seasons, Bailey's actions were ridiculous. He would startle older fans out of the blue with his drum when easily he or a handler could have warned the fans. Yeah, there's been a lot of complaints about that. Yeah.
You don't know if that fan is going to keel over at a heart attack.
Exactly.
Something like that.
Okay, and then talking to their performers.
Now, if it was me, honestly, what would I have done? I think you pretty much know what I'd have done.
Right.
Someone sneak up behind me and make a loud bang. I swing.
Right.
Yeah, you know this. You know, I've taken a couple swings at you when I'm startled. Why not?
This one from October 16th. This one surprised me when Jessica was talking to the performer about Bailey. He apparently hated even performing. Like, would do the least amount of time in the suit as possible. Only reason he got the job was that he married the head of HR.
Yep.
That surprised me.
Mm-hmm.
Because it seemed like, at times, like, I felt like he was genuinely enjoying it.
Yeah.
The one I read was the mascot hall. He was at the mascot conference,
Yeah.
when I told him, I think you're the best mascot on Twitter, points right at me. It's like, yeah, I love that. I get that. I hear that,
Okay, now, he pointed at you when you said that?
Yeah. I have a picture of it.
Okay.
Yeah, when he points right at me. Says, yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Apparently, the first lawsuit was entirely true, and again, he only survived because of his wife. Yeah. And then here's a long one. Yeah, it was awful working with him. He was so awful to us. I still have the chat history somewhere of our chats. And this was over a mascot contest, right? This was over like a mascot insider vote, and Bailey was second because he lost to Marty the Marmot. It was just a fun thing. I never knew it would blow up like it did. All he cared about was the prize and kept harassing me on that, then saying I did it for profit, blah, blah, blah. I got tired of it, and finally someone helped me to tell him to knock it off. I mean, it's not my fault the two mascots we went against went to major local news networks, got our site promoted. I mean, one got on CTV, the largest news network for Canada. How could he not expect to be outbeat? Do you say sore loser much? He clearly wanted to be number one, and clearly he let all that ego get to his head and thought he was invincible. Mm. It's a common theme. It's sad, but it's a common theme.
Yeah, whatever.
So if it's the end, it's unfortunate, but it's the way it is. That's the way it is.
Whatever.
Right. Next.
Happy trails, Bailey, the bullshit.
Right.
Twilight's Corner, a neat MLP.
Ooh, the book. Yes. Excuse me for a minute.
Hey.
I gotta grab the book.
Butt in my face.
Sorry, I told you about the book topic. Yes. The book. The very neat book. Aye, excuse you. No homo.
I couldn't resist.
Am I having to throw the book at you?
No, I couldn't resist.
Talk about assault. Jeez.
Hey!
All right. This book.
Is that the art book?
This is the art book. Yes, this is the art book. My Little Pony, the Art of Equestria. Yes, the art book. I got this because of something I saw at a convention. Hey, remember those when we had them in real life? Remember those? I have to do the online thing right now, but
which is bullshit.
Yeah, it is.
I miss my people, damn it.
Yeah.
Screw you, COVID.
Why do you think I have the Jackbox on Friday nights? Hang with those people. So, anywho, but no, at a Winnie City a couple years ago, at the sponsor dinner, I'll never forget it. Somebody actually had this and was showing it off like around the table. It was so neat. And now the only drawback of this book, it only covers the first 5 seasons. It does not cover the whole run of the show. But I tell you what, this is just so neat. It shows you like the whole map of Equestria.
Okay.
Like it shows you like where everything is. Like if you ever wondered where like everything was in perspective to where it was, there it is.
Like what, the Dragon Kingdom?
The Dragonlands. So there's Griffinstone, Bugbear territory. I love that. There's the Crystal Empire, Cloudsdale, Canterlot. There's Ponyville right there in the center.
Okay.
And then Twilight's Castle. Rock Farm, Ghastly Gorge, like, you know, Las Pegasus, anywhere we've probably seen in the show
Yeah.
is on this map. Baltimore.
What? Where's that? Like, what is that?
Era
Creepy looking.
Mascot territory? Where did we see that?
I have no freaking clue.
That's
Creepy
definitely new to
skull
me.
looking thing.
Of course, the Palomino Desert, Ghastly Gorge is on there.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, Vancouver's up there. Vancouver, Smoky Mountains. There's Yakistan. It's up there on the map. So yeah, if it was in the show, it's probably on this map.
Okay.
So that's cool. Of course, a lot of stories from the creators of the show. You know, Jason Thiessen, the DHX creator. The evolution of Pony. You know, even the original gens are in here.
That is neat looking.
Yeah. So all the way from
First
1983
Twilight to current
up to
Twilight.
yeah.
That is cool.
Yeah. So it just shows the complete evolution of it. You know. You know how they were drawn, how they were created.
Yeah.
Early development art. This is really cool. Like, you know, how they were early developed. So you know, early shining armor looks nothing like what he turned out to be.
No.
He looks completely different. You know, of course, early Fluttershy.
Yeah.
See, and then of course you got, you know, again, these are early Fluttershy, early Applejack. Yeah, Pinkie Pie was not originally spelled with an IE, Pinkie with a Y.
Huh.
Yeah, so they later changed that. I found that
Just
interesting.
shoot the pie, probably.
Yes, I found that really interesting. Then you got some, you know, more rarity concept art, more Fluttershy.
And didn't you say Fluttershy was not gonna be her original name? Where was that? She was originally gonna be named something else before they settled on Fluttershy.
No, it was Celestia that was different.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sure I'll find that in here at some point. Yeah, Applejack was gonna have farm girl braids. Yeah, I think we're glad they got rid of those. Yeah, because I don't know, Applejack with braids. I don't know how I would have felt about that.
I don't know. I think that's too kidsy.
Now Rainbow Dash, not too much difference.
No.
Rainbow Dash they kept pretty well, you know, the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, they kept her pretty much the same throughout.
Yeah.
See, and then Twilight. Twilight's early designs. Now, originally, and again, you notice here her cutie mark. They were really torn on what her cutie mark was going to be. You know, whether it was, you know, they were thinking, you know, star, moon, black cat. That's interesting. Witch hat, wizard's cap. So they were kind of going with the Star Swirl influence already for Twilight. So,
Okay.
But yeah, they were really torn on her cutie mark.
Yeah.
So yeah, they have whole descriptions for what the characters are.
Yeah.
You know, Rarity, Twilight, Fluttershy, Applejack. You know, and then and Big Mac wasn't originally Big Mac, Big Apple.
Huh.
He was not originally Big Mac, so he was supposed to be Big Apple. I found that interesting. Queen Majesty. There it is. Yeah, Princess Celestia was supposed to be Queen Majesty.
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah, that blew my mind. I'm like, wow. Like, yeah, Queen Majesty. So you'll see references like to Queen, and but she was not originally a princess. Oh, and Spike's concept art. He didn't really change much.
Yeah, that's adorable.
Oh yeah, that is absolutely adorable. There's Spike. Yeah, that is absolutely adorable. And then Zecora. And a couple other early sketches. You know, Twilight taking on Nightmare Moon. You know, how to draw a pony.
Huh?
You can actually draw one.
Yeah.
You know all about forms and all the background ponies in 2 pages. Well, not all of them, at least a good chunk of them.
Yeah.
And dressing ponies, and gala outfits.
Yeah.
And then, of course, each one gets their own pages, about the main six, of course. Now, the original Twilight is that.
It's supposed to be that.
That's the original Twilight Sparkle. Yeah. Originally different cutie mark, different hair color. Yeah. That is the original Twilight.
Okay.
Yeah. Blue. And instead of like kind of lighter purple and blue instead of the kind of pink and purple that we got in the show.
I'm kind of glad they went with that one.
Yeah,
That
because
would just be weird.
yeah, that would look very, very odd.
But then again, perspective.
Yeah.
Throw some perspective at you.
Mm-hmm.
What if it was like flipped?
Yeah.
What if that was the original and that was what they went with? We'd be used to it.
Right. Well,
So-
I think you mean like what if they was the original and that was what they went with. I think is what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if it was flipped?
Flipped? Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. Well, and I can see and here's the cool thing though. You notice the cutie mark on the original. Didn't they keep that for her dad? Like her in Once Upon a Zeppelin.
They might have.
Because Night Glider has, I think, a very similar cutie mark to
They
that.
might have.
So yeah, so they might have
Of course,
used
I
that.
don't have Netflix anymore.
Right.
So
And I think they might have used that as similar.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, and then of course they all get their own expression page, which I love. Yeah, it's got all the favorites expressions of each character.
Yes.
And of course the Golden Oak Library, where it all began. But then led to the castle.
Uh-huh.
And then Rainbow. Again, they didn't really, what they designed originally pretty much stuck with Rainbow Dash. Like they didn't have to do a whole lot with Rainbow.
No.
She was pretty much well designed to begin with. Of course, all her expressions.
Uh-huh.
And then of course Cloudsdale. And then Fluttershy, of course.
Okay, her cutie mark in the original was a little different.
It was a little different. I think so see the butterflies there, it's 2 and 1 instead of 1 and 2. You notice that? It's a subtle difference, but yeah.
And they're drawn a little different.
Differently, yeah.
Bigger,
Yep, and of course all of her expressions in her home.
Yep.
There's AJ.
What the wow. Okay.
Yeah, so that's the braided original. That's even her tail would have been braided. Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, that
I don't know if I'd have liked her as much.
right. Yeah, with the braids. Yeah, I'm glad that they
A little bit like crazy on the braids.
Yeah, the braiding was just a little bit
a little crazy.
and all the AJ expressions.
Yeah.
The one with the apples. That makes me
Yeah.
I'm an apple
Okay,
heaven.
yeah.
And of course,
then-
Sweet Apple Acres.
Sweet Apple Acres, yes.
And Rarity. Her early looks.
She didn't really change.
She didn't really change. I mean, Rarity's pretty easy. Like she, didn't have to do much to make, Rarity look herself and all her expressions.
Yeah.
And then Carousel Boutique, of course, and then Pinkie Pie.
What the?
So Pinkie Pie
Had
was
wings?
originally supposed to be a Pegasus.
What?
Yes. Yeah, Pinkie Pie was not supposed to be Earth. Originally, she was supposed to be a Pegasus.
Wow.
She was conceived as a Pegasus. That was a total mind blower for me.
Yeah.
And her name, of course, was changed, but slightly changed. But yeah, she was originally designed as a Pegasus.
I did not know that.
Yeah. But then they switched her to Earth. I think good choice in the end.
Yeah.
It would have been. I mean, we would interested to see Pinkie as a Pegasus, but I think it would have been.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But I think that was a good choice.
What the heck did you do to your arm? There.
Oh, cut from work that later grew into a scab.
Oh.
Then of course and then Pinkie's expressions, of course, are the best.
Yeah.
The over the top reactions, and then of course Sugar Cube Corner.
I'm mad.
Yeah, that's probably from Secrets and Pies. That looks like it's a Secrets and Pies reaction.
Yeah.
Just try some. That's it.
Yeah.
Get it, Dash. And then the extended family. Yep. A lot of ponies you recognize in that shot.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I don't recognize everybody, but I recognize a good majority of them.
Uh-huh. Good bit.
Of course, Spike there, CMC's, Derpy. Soren's up there.
AK Yearlings.
Oh, and Daring Do. Yep. Diamond Tiara and Silver Spoon.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Flim and Flam. Of course, there's Maud. Silver Shill. Of course, I know that because I met Ian Corlett, who voices him. Fleetfoot, Spitfire, Wonderbolts. There's Rainbow. Shining Armor and Cadence. Cheese Sandwich.
I don't see one. What's my favorite extended character?
Which one's yours?
Moon Dancer.
Oh, I would think she'd be in this.
One of my favorite
I would think Moon Dancer would have been in this one, honestly.
from Amending Fences.
Yeah, I would think she would have been in this one, obviously.
Yeah.
You're right. I do not see her. That is interesting.
She was Twilight's best friend.
Yes. Yeah.
Wait.
No, that's not Moon Dancer. That's Granny Smith. Granny Smith and Vinyl Scratch and Octavia, Lyra Bond.
No, right here.
Well, yeah, no, that's not. Yeah, I don't know who that pony is.
Is that Moon Dancer?
No, that is not Moon Dancer. Moon Dancer is yellow. That is not Moon Dancer.
That's
Of course, Discord, T-Rock,
Why?
yeah,
Why?
and then Big Mac's there, and Coco Pommel next to Rarity. Celestine Moon is there. So
Yeah.
yeah, but I'm surprised I don't see Moon Dancer. I don't even see Minuet. No Minuet, no Lemon Hearts,
No.
none of Twilight's friends. I'm surprised at that, to be honest. I did not notice that, but yeah, that's
And in Amending Fences, it's said that Minuet does go to
yes,
Ponyville a lot.
yes. So I was surprised I didn't see Minuet.
She's got a crown, so that's not.
That's Zipper Will. Remember her puppy?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Ripley.
with a British accent. Yeah,
Ripley.
Ripley, my puppy. Yeah, that's Zipper Will.
You
Yeah,
do a good impression of that.
Oh, thank you.
Ripley, my puppy.
yeah, that's Zipper Will. And then of course, let's see. There's Tank and Owlicious holding Opalescence.
Uh-huh.
There's Bulk Biceps.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's Flitter and Cloud Chaser. Yeah, those two.
Uh-huh.
Thunderlane. Yeah, he's up there too.
Yeah.
There's Thunderlane. Where's Rumble?
Huh.
I think Rumble came in later season. That's probably why he's not in this. But there's Spike. There's good old Spike.
Wait a second. Moon Dancer, I think that. When was Amending Fences?
It was later too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It would have been after season 5, and that's probably why. But
Yeah.
there's Spike. There's
Yeah.
first character I ever liked in the show.
He didn't really change much.
No, but really, but do remember Spike was also in the earlier gens. So really, you change his design a little bit, but you have something to go with.
Yeah.
But of course has two loves, Rarity and Gems. Yeah, that pretty much covers it. And then of course Princess Celestia, originally Queen Majesty.
Yeah.
She's so surprised, but really they didn't change her look too much. Now originally, also if you noticed, her cutie mark was not the sun. Did you notice that in the Queen Majesty it was the 3 diamonds?
Huh.
It was kind of like Rarity's cutie mark in a way.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was. And then Luna, in my opinion, best princess.
Yeah.
And then, of course, showed her different forms as Luna and Nightmare Moon. Well, speaking of, then it goes to Nightmare Moon. The first characters I saw on screen, Cadence and Shining Armor.
Yeah.
That's why I like Shining Armor so much. First character I saw on screen. Interlot Wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Called Twilight Twily. And the CMCs. They had a great story arc, the CMCs. They really did. And Zakora gets her own page.
Yeah.
Brenda does a great job with her. She always did. And,
Yeah.
And of course, in real life, she's a sweetheart too. So
Uh-huh.
Brenda was great to me. The Wonderbolts.
She rearranged my back.
Yes, well, you enjoyed it though.
Oh.
You enjoyed it. You said that was a good story. They were originally conceived as the Blue Thunders.
Huh.
Well, they're based off the Blue Angels,
Yeah.
so that makes
yeah.
sense. So yeah, there's right there. There's almost the Blue Angels is evident. Design of their uniforms down the signature blue with gold trim.
You're Nate. You're Sarah's husband, aren't you? Yeah. Hey, she talked all about you.
Right.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Right.
Oh, yeah. My back.
Whole page dedicated to Slice of Life, the 100th episode of the show.
Uh-huh.
So there's Minuet screaming. Yeah, there you go. All the background characters getting their moment.
Mm-hmm.
And Dr. Hooves and Derpy talking. That was so awesome. That was so great to have that. Having all those characters have their moment. And then the villains. Discord.
Freaking John Delancey.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. You're the Lord of Chaos. I get it. But seriously, there was no point in you doing that in the finale. It just completely messed up your character. But there's never a dull moment. I guess you can say that. There's never.
Yes.
Now, here's a cool story, though, from Jason Thiessen. John Delancey, voice of Discord, records his lines over the phone. But his first episode recording was taped. We could see him. He couldn't see us. He was acting as wild as he could, as if he was on camera. Generally, we go by how the voices sound and what's intended. It's all about what the story needs and what the sound is telling us about the character.
Huh.
I found that really interesting. Records his lines over the phone. That you don't hear about that very often. Normally, it's like in the studio with the mic.
Yeah.
Either you're by yourself or you're with the other people, but over the phone. I found that interesting. Best bug horse besides Thorax and Ocellus. Best evil bug horse. Mean Chrysalis. This is cool from Rebecca Dart. I follow Rebecca Dart on Twitter, the artist for the HX Media. I follow her, and I love that's her story on Chrysalis. When I designed Queen Chrysalis for a Candlelight Wedding in season 2, initially she was drawn as being wet and hunched over, and it made her look weak and a bit Gollum-esque. I also wanted to make her look rotten, like she crawled out from under a log because she's bug-like. That's why she's all moth-eaten and full of holes.
Huh.
I saw a note from Hasbro that said she wasn't scary enough, so I had to do a special pose of her rearing up to prove she could be a supervillain. Just putting her up to right made her more commanding. I mean, yeah, not wrong. Yeah, so... yeah, that was definitely good. Owie Zodel. Good old Owie Zodel. Brian Drummond. He was neat to meet. He was really cool to meet.
Yeah.
Curse you, daring do. And Sombra, of course, gets his own page. Yeah. Everyone complained that like they changed his voice for the when he appeared in season 9. Did you notice that?
I didn't.
Yeah. Big Jim Miller originally did Sombra's voice in the early seasons. In his first appearance, it was Big Jim doing the voice of Sombra.
Okay.
And then they changed him. I don't know why, but he did a really good job with Sombra's voice. And Lord T-Rex. I believe they invited the voice actor for Lord T-Rex, Mark Atchison, to Ciderfest Online, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but I think they did. And Best Pony. Stanley Cup. Of course, this is when she was evil.
Yeah. That's probably my wife.
Okay.
Talking like that.
So yeah, this book is just and of course it's got creatures and mythical beasts and all that stuff.
Never remember.
Can I help? I can't get in the driveway.
What?
They're blocking the fucking alley. Again.
Mexicans?
Yes.
And then they have all the locations in here.
Well, tell them to, go over there and knock on the door, tell them to fucking move.
Oh, nobody nothing. Open this. I don't know what it is, but open it.
Here at St. Louis Boulevard.
Liberty, 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 liberty. They totally just sent me shit in the mail. Ooh, perfect. The rest of it's bullshit. You know, there's a garbage can over there, right?
Yes.
Oh, it's bullshit.
What?
Nothing. It's
What is it?
bullshit. You don't.
Attention.
It's bullshit. You don't need it.
How do you know?
Because you never registered for a warranty for your car.
Oh.
I said it was bullshit. Listen to me.
Yeah.
I'm not a moron. Hello.
Hello.
So where did you end up parking?
You guys
Way
caught us
the fuck down
midstream.
Sorry.
No, you're good. It's live TV. It's live.
Why
stream.
don't you just tell them to move their asses?
Oh.
What? What is that?
Spider.
That was the same spider I saw crawling down your back.
What?
It was crawling down your back
When?
just a few minutes ago. I figured it'd drop off your back eventually.
Well, thanks for not telling me.
Well, I don't want you to freak out.
Tell him and he can brush it off me.
Hell no, I think.
He wouldn't touch it.
I'm allergic to spider bites.
Oh, I did not know that.
Oh, now you do.
Okay.
It's dead.
Okay, well, thank God it's dead.
Yes.
Thank God it's dead.
It's like,
Okay.
and also, it's pretty cool last night.
Yeah, I know.
Yes, we know.
Love you.
How do you do?
It's fall. We know.
I
Okay.
tried to park in front of you, but I couldn't maneuver well enough to do it. It's dark. I can't see well enough to do it.
Right. That's fair.
Plus, it's been raining, so everything is darker than it would
Yes.
be. Right.
Okay.
And I would say that if there were white people too, I'd be saying, stupid rednecks.
Yep.
But they're not white.
Did you see the new addition in the gaming room? Bookcase.
Ew.
Bookshelf.
Mom got that for me for $15 at an auction.
Relax.
I know. So I'll have storage space there for store stuff.
Good plan, good plan.
Yes.
Now your table won't be such a catch-all.
Yes, exactly. Or my spare bedroom.
Sure they will.
Eventually.
Alright. I'll see you guys later.
Okie dokie.
Pardon the
Yeah, live television.
interlude.
Interlude intermission. But no, the book is very cool. It's very neat stuff. It's very cool. So definitely something to show off at cons and the like. But cool stuff. It's a cool book.
I think that was the last topic I drew.
Yes. Yep. The book was the last one. Yes. So on to the next.
Oh, O'Brien and Quinn get walking papers.
Ah, yes. NFL coach firings. Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
O'Brien,
And Quinn. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, I did not think that coaches actually get fired before Adam Gase, but that actually happened. I thought Gase would be the first. I'm surprised he's still the coach of the Jets. I don't know why. But no surprise that Houston let Bill O'Brien go as coach and general manager after the team's 0-4 start. He needed to go. It was time. It was embarrassing.
Yeah.
You know, Bill O'Brien is just some of the decisions he makes during the game were awful. And then, you know, after not only last season, you have a 24-0 lead against Kansas City in the divisional round, and you choke it away and you lose 51-31. That's bad enough. But then in the offseason, you trade away your top receiver, DeAndre Hopkins, to Arizona for David Johnson?
Who is now killing it in Arizona. Might I add DeAndre Hopkins.
The Hopkins, not Johnson. Yeah,
Hopkins
Johnson's
is
okay,
Hopkins.
but yeah, Hopkins is killing Arizona with Kyler Murray. It's like, what
Jeez.
are you doing? Everybody knew at the time it was a stupid trade, you moron.
Yeah.
And I knew, it's like, I know Houston now is going to struggle. Like, who is Deshaun Watson going to have to throw to? Oh, don't worry, we still got Will Fuller. Yeah, when he's healthy. Oh, no. We got Brandon Cooks. Yeah, Brandon Cooks, who's had numerous concussions over his career and is one hit away from possibly having his career ended. Yeah. Great plan. Great plan, Billy. I go with that. Yeah, so he got the heave-ho. Good. Romeo Crennel, now the interim coach. And even though still 1-2 since then, it's nice to see him get a chance and see what he can do with the team. And then in Atlanta, no surprise after their 0-5 start, Dan Quinn got the heave-ho. But also the GM, Thomas Dimitroff, he got fired too. I mean, Atlanta should be so much better than what they are. I mean, Atlanta has talent out the wazoo, with Matt Ryan, with Julio Jones, with the tight end that's there, Hayden Hurst. I mean, they have so much talent. Now they got Todd Gurley, and it's like, and Calvin Ridley. They should be so much better than this, but it's their defense that's the problem. Atlanta has to play these shootout games because their defense is so bad, kind of like Seattle in a way, and it's like their offense can't make up for it all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just so Atlanta is so much better than what they should be. So that was no surprise that they got the heave-ho. And now Raheem Morris is the interim. So you've got two African-American coaches who get interim jobs after these two coaches get fired. So, good for the minority, good for the room you rule, good for, for them to get the opportunity. And we'll see what, they do with it.
And then hopefully if they do well enough, they will get first crack.
Exactly. Yes, absolutely. As they should, as they should, as they should. Yep. I agree. As they should, so we'll see what happens, hoping for good for Houston, of course, and see what happens with Atlanta and we'll see what happens. We'll see if they get the good shot. So no surprise in the firing. I just didn't think they would be there before Adam Gase. I honestly am surprised Adam Gase is still the coach of the Jets. I cannot believe how he's lasting that long.
I don't know.
Next.
Bye.
Oh, let's talk about the Bears. Let's talk about the Chicago Bears.
Yeah.
As we saw last night, the one record maybe wasn't so great after all. They were the number one seed in the NFC for a time yesterday, going into that game Monday night against the Rams, and
got the doors blown.
And got their doors blown off. And and now again, I think we have to admit the Bears messed up. Okay, I think we can well admit at this point the Bears messed up. Trading up to take Mitchell Trubisky, number 2 in the draft that year, was a mistake. The problem was because he was so raw. He had only started 13 games at North Carolina, and he was great at Carolina, and I enjoyed watching him play at North Carolina. Don't get me wrong, but he was a raw talent. Like, you don't trade up to number 2 to get that when you could have had Patrick Mahomes or Deshaun Watson, who went in the same draft class below him.
Wow.
Wait, you did not know that?
No.
Yeah.
I did not know
Patrick
Mahomes was in the same.
Yes. Yes. So imagine what Chicago could have had.
Patrick Mahomes.
They messed up. They completely
could have had Patrick Mahomes.
Or Watson. Yeah. They completely messed up. Watson fell all the way to Houston, and Mahomes went to Kansas City at 11. Jesus. Yeah. They completely messed up. And so Bisky, got the starting job, and even though the Bears were winning, it wasn't because of Trubisky. It really wasn't. The defense has been playing well. Now the Bears have weapons. They do. They have Montgomery in the backfield. They have Allen Robinson. They have Mooney's looking good of late. Jimmy Graham, the tight end. Komet, the rookie tight end, played well last night.
Mhm.
But the thing of it is, like, Bisky sometimes he'll have his moments, but he'll also make some really bad throws.
Yeah.
He will. And then they pull the plug on Mitch, and Foles comes in, does well his first game. Foles does well his first couple games.
Yeah.
And then last night it was like you couldn't tell the difference.
No.
Like, and maybe the Rams' good defense did have something to do with that. Let's give the Rams
I don't know.
defense
Yeah.
credit for where it's due, because the Rams defense is outstanding. But by the same token, could you really tell last night which quarterback was which? You know, if you know, because Foles is making the same kind of bad throws and bad plays that Mitch normally would.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know. Now, and there were people again calling on Twitter, you know, put Trubisky in, put Trubisky in. Of course, most of North Carolina people, but you know, but it's like, what difference really would it have made?
None.
I honestly, last night I think it would have made none. And you know, and going forward, you know, I obviously think if you were to ask me who would give the team the better chance to win, I would say it's Nick Foles. I really do, because he's got the experience. He has the experience that Trubisky doesn't. And of course, he's won a Super Bowl, you know, which is a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
You know, so I would say that's more important. So I think going forward, he should be the guy. But you know, we'll see how that pans out. You know, if the Bears really are for real, that's really the big question. Is this Chicago Bears team really legit? And that's going to be the big question. Are they going to be true contenders in the NFC? And after what we saw last night, I don't know. I don't know if I can fully say that yet. I'm not quite there yet.
Yeah.
Your defense can only do so much. Your offense has to have, you know, make big plays.
Yeah.
And be competitive in games and make consistent throws. And right now I don't see enough of that to justify that. So
Yeah. All right. I snuck a pick at the last two topics, and then I'm going to choose which one I want. So I chose new mascot for Illinois.
Okay. This one is good. This one is really, really good, because I don't know if you know about this story.
I knew that Illinois was under fire for the name for a long time. The Fighting Illini.
Yes. Well, they're not changing the name, but they are looking at and this was actually brought up by the students, by the student body that did this.
Yeah.
So, of course, you knew Chief Illini Weck's been retired for like years, since like the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of the Native American imagery. So, a student body proposed this. The belted kingfisher.
Yes.
I
did know that.
Yeah, so this is the potential new mascot for Illinois, and I guess
how much do you know?
I mean,
the belted kingfisher is a migratory bird that often is seen in Illinois when it migrates. So
that's why
they commonly migrate.
See, I didn't know where it came about from.
I don't know where they migrate from.
Okay.
But I do know they migrate to Illinois and that region.
Okay.
So the kingfisher is a migratory bird, and when it migrates to Illinois and the surrounding states.
Okay, that makes sense.
So it's a common thing to see a kingfisher. What is it?
Belted kingfisher. Yeah. So this was from back in September. This is the latest news on it.
Okay.
So the University Senate on Monday endorsed the idea of making the belted kingfisher a blue and orange bird, so it would also match the school's colors.
Yeah.
Native to the state and known for its high-speed dives, the school's new mascot. The 105-2 vote. It was a landslide. Though merely advisory was a step forward in the long-standing effort to create a mascot for the university that would take the place of Chief Illini Weck, retired by the University in 2007. Okay, it was sooner than I thought. 2007. After the NCAA determined the American Indian theme image to be hostile and abusive, and of course, advocates for him reject the charge of racism and refer to him as a symbol, not a mascot. The students who created and pushed for the Kingfisher said the next step will be trying to gain acceptance from alumni and others in the university community. Student Senator Dana Young said, "We're really trying to get everyone on board with this amazing mascot." Chancellor Robert Jones will be the final arbiter of any new mascot, but no timetable or process for making that decision has been set, a spokeswoman said.
Yeah.
The Kingfisher is the brainchild of recent graduate Spencer Holsey, who often saw the birds when she was growing up on her family's farm outside Kinmundy, Illinois, or
Yep.
Kinmundy, I hope I pronounced that right. She sketched a version and took it to the Illinois student government, which put it to a campus-wide vote in March. The proposal passed by a narrow margin, and since then, Holsey and others have come up with ideas how to knit the mascot into campus life, from orange and blue kazoos that would emulate the bird's long beaks to spirit rituals students could perform during games. They wrote in their proposal, new student section traditions are a vital part of integrating a new mascot into our community. For example, as kingfishers are diving birds, a student could do a simple dive bombing hand motion that ends with a splash noise or explosion of hands when our team scores a touchdown or a free throw.
Yeah.
It's going, yeah,
Yeah.
that would be cool.
Yeah.
The author said some student organizations, such as the badminton and geology clubs, have already started to incorporate the Kingfisher into their logos.
Okay.
During the Senate's discussion, some students said the Block I logo has been an insufficient representation of the university and that the lack of a mascot has allowed Chief Illini Weck to persevere. Without the university taking action to adopt a new mascot, which the student body already voted in favor of adopting, it is easier for these students to hold on to this racist imagery as a symbol of Illinois pride, said Sophia Sinecrot, a student senator who endorsed the measure. Faculty members had little to say on the Zoom conference other than to praise the students for advancing the concept.
Yeah.
I'm mostly just speaking to thank the students for continued and enduring leadership on doing some that should have happened 13 years ago that I've been waiting for, said Jody Bird. Bird, fitting last name, Bird.
Sure.
An associate professor of English and Gender and Women's Studies who's a member of the Chickasaw Nation of Oklahoma. I know so many American Indian Studies faculty who are no longer here have been fighting to get this addressed. I just want to say thank you so much for your efforts and for such a profoundly important step forward to create this opportunity for us to finally move on. After the vote, Holsey said she was gratified by the huge margin of victory. We were just so amazed by the response that it got, she said. It was a great validation to see they were on the right track.
Yeah.
So
Uh-huh.
yeah, I am all for this.
Yeah.
Like I would love to see, not just that it's a unique bird. It is. It's and granted there are a lot of bird mascots out there, but you don't see that one as a mascot at all. And you know me, I love unique.
Yeah.
And I love unique and different. And I think the possibilities, for that are endless.
Yep.
So I would love to see it take form. I'd love to see that come about. So I will definitely be keeping tabs on that story because I would love to see that. So good on you, Illinois students. Good on you.
And that's the right way to do it.
Yes, it is. Absolutely.
You're not necessarily throwing a fit.
No.
You're not starting petitions. You're not doing all that stuff. You're saying this is something that needs to change, and here's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
To bring that about, we're going to do that to our school. We're not going to sue nobody. We're not going to make it local or national hoopla.
Right.
Hey, we want this changed, and this is how we are going to take charge and do it for our school.
Right.
Again,
exactly.
Good on you.
Yes.
Good on you.
Yes.
You want something changed? You can do it.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
We got rid of this because people found it offensive. Here's a new idea. And
you want something changed? Do it.
Yeah, and you roll with it, and so
Uh-huh.
I really hope that comes to fruition. I would love to see that.
Mhm.
So I'll keep tabs on that.
And
All
finally,
right, last one, and finally, yes, the last one of the loaded episode 50.
one you're gonna like. The Lightning win the cup.
Oh yes, one of the greatest nights of my life.
And ladies and gentlemen, this is why I chose to end this topic right there. 'Cause I knew it would. Woo!
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes. You have a new Stanley Cup champion for the first time since 16 years, since 2004. The Tampa Bay Lightning did it and what a redemption story! There have been so many great redemption stories in college sports, and we love that. The two that come to my mind in college basketball, North Carolina men's basketball loses to Villanova on a heartbreaker in the national championship in 2016. Next year, wins the national title.
Yeah.
Virginia, 2018, first round, loses to a 16 seed as a 1 seed. First team to ever do it. Next year, win the national title.
Yeah.
And now the Lightning, who last season, the previous season, 2019, had a record season, number 1 seed overall, 61 wins, unbelievable President's Trophy, won the whole regular season. They play Columbus in the first round and just swept. Not just beat by Columbus for their Columbus first ever playoff win, swept out of the playoffs, embarrassed, 4-0.
Jesus.
And it's like everyone is saying, what the blank just happened? Like, what happened to Tampa Bay? Everyone was just absolutely stunned. And I remember, I'll never forget that it happened when it did, because it happened during Winnie City. And Adam from Chicago was giving me grief on Twitter the whole time. Oh, the Lightning are really choking. They're really choking it away. And I'm like, shut up, Adam. It was just, I was like gritting my teeth. I'm like, what? Like, why? Why is this happening? It was and I thought it was their best chance. I thought, honestly, they would not get a chance like that ever again. Because normally when you make a deep run like that, when you're a good team like that, the salary cap hits you. And you lose a lot of that core. But surprisingly, I mean, the Lightning did have to make some moves in the offseason, but it only made the team better.
Yeah.
The players they got, Blake Coleman, Kevin Shattenkirk, a couple of other guys, made the team better. It made them tougher, and they had a good, before the pandemic started in March, they had a good record. They were second in their division. They had a really good team. Again, they were doing, pretty much carried over from last year, doing good things. And then, of course, they have this playoff. Then they have the new playoff format, and then just did the restart. And who does Tampa Bay draw in the first round? You don't even need 3 guesses.
Columbus.
They drew Columbus. And I was scared to death. I'm thinking, oh, no. Is this going to happen again? Thankfully, it didn't. Thankfully, this was clearly a different Tampa Bay team. They exercised their demons. The first game, of course, was the best, even though it was also the worst, because it was 6.5 hours, a 5 overtime game. Yes, I watched the whole thing from 3 p.m. to 9:30 at night. I watched the whole game.
Okay, that would have bored me. I've been like,
it was awful. I had to have so much caffeine that night. It was terrible.
I would have switched to something else. But oh my God, can it just fucking
I know, it was terrible. But Tampa did win in 5 overtimes. They did win, and they went on to win the series in 5 games.
Yeah.
And then they drew Boston. And I'm thinking, oh no, Boston, the President's Trophy champs from this year. Boston's always good in the playoffs. Boston's always a thorn in Tampa's side.
Uh-huh.
But Tuukka Rask left the bubble early. Now, for a good reason, I will say. He went because with his family. He's worried about his family.
Yeah.
That's a good reason. I'm not going to slam Tuukka Rask on you. A lot of people did on Twitter. Shame on you who did. And I was worried still because Halak is a good backup. Didn't matter. Tampa got the job done. They won in 5. Then they go to the Eastern Conference Final. They play the Islanders with Barry Trotz, and I'm still a little nervous. I'm like, ugh. Islanders been looking good. Islanders have upset Washington, and then they took out another high seed the next round. I'm thinking, oh boy, this is going to be a big challenge. Islanders can score. They can put up goals. They got good goaltending.
Yeah.
It was a tough series, and Tampa in Game 5 was very passive, and they lost that game in double overtime, and I was so frustrated. I threw the foam puck at the wall. That was when I threw the foam puck at the wall.
Oh, yeah.
And hit the fan. But they got it done in Game 6. They pulled it out and won the series in 6. And then they go to the final, and they're playing Dallas. And Dallas, to that point, was also a kind of big underdog story because they had upset some high teams. Calgary, they beaten Vegas. That was the big shocker, beating Vegas in 5 to get to the conference final. And then they got through the conference final, and it's like, and then they took out I think they took out Colorado before. It was Colorado or St. Louis, and they took them out. Yeah, it was Colorado. It was Vegas in the conference final. They beat Colorado in 7 in the second round, which was surprising in and of itself. And then they beat Vegas. But I knew that series was over when Grubauer got hurt. And then to beat Vegas in 5, like that was the big stunner. To beat Vegas in 5 games, the top seed in the West.
Yeah.
The heavy favorites come out of the West was surprising. But the key was, to shut down Dallas' scoring. Because Dallas is found an offense. And Dallas is not normally known to be a high-scoring team. But they shut them down, and Tampa got it done in 6 games. And it was such a good feeling to finally, have that. And so we celebrated that night. We, with my old replica cup that was unfortunately was falling apart, but we drank we had blue. I had blue Mountain Dew Voltage and blue Gatorade, poured it, put ice on it. We drank out of it, and that was awesome. And so I got some swag coming. Hopefully either next month or a couple months down the road. Yes, I do. I do have some swag coming. Yep. I got three things coming.
Okay.
I got the one that's coming latest, which I think is January. I got a Thunderbug bobblehead of like Thunderbug lifting the cup.
Okay.
So I got that coming. So that's gonna be cool. I think in December I did get the book. There's a book called Thunderstruck of how like kind of a story and pictogram how they it's the whole season.
Yeah.
I got that coming in December, and then next month I think they pushed it to next month.
Okay.
The reason why I wasn't so upset about the plastic cup falling apart, I got a 2-foot replica, 25-inch coming.
Huh.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. So, yeah.
That's crazy.
I know.
A 2-foot Stanley Cup
Yes. Yep.
that you can ride on, or like what?
It's okay. So it's from the NHL shop. So it'll show just the Lightning. What I'm probably going to do is I'll add to it. Like I'll add the Avalanche ones to it. I'll add the Penguins ones to it. That way it can be everybody.
Yeah.
So, but it'll show the Lightning mainly.
Is it on plates or?
I mean, it's very. I forget like what exactly it's. I wonder if I can pull it up. And
Like
show
how will you add your other team?
That's what I'll have to figure out. And I'm sure I'll find it. I'll figure out a way. But I wonder if I can show you in the email what it looks like here, real quick.
Consider that I'm 5'2". No, that I'm 5'9".
Yeah.
So that's like 2 and an inch.
Yeah. 2 feet and an inch. Yeah. Now the real thing in real life, I think, is 36 or something like that. Yeah. Here we go. Yeah, and actually it got delayed. It was supposed to be like this later this month, like about now. It was going to ship, but then they delayed it, and now it'll ship no later than November 19th.
Okay.
So that's what it looks like.
That is cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would want to mess with that, to be honest with you.
Right.
2004 to 2019.
Well, that's their two championship years, 2004 and 2020. So yeah. So, but yeah, that's what
I don't know if I'd want to foul that up with everything else.
That's true. That's a fair point. Yeah.
That looks decent.
No, it does, and it's gonna look really nice when it arrives. So
yeah.
Oh gosh, Jessica sent me a message. Jessica sent me a Twitter message. Hang on. It says not again. I wonder what that means. Oh gosh.
Uh,
This is with Lucille, the San Francisco Giants mascot, getting political again. He's posted a Twitter picture with Kamala Harris.
who is that?
Well, Kamala Harris is Biden's VP
Oh,
choice. Yeah, Lucille has been known in the past to take pictures with political figures and then put hashtag vote.
Yeah.
So kind of showing the political side of things.
That's not really a bad thing.
But
Unless she only takes pictures, unless that mascot only takes pictures with Republicans or Democrats.
I was going to say, with an organization, you're supposed to be impartial. You can't pick sides. That's why it's such a controversy.
Yeah.
I'll respond to her. Oh, geez, here we go. So, but yeah, I was, of course, thrilled about the
They're
lightning.
going to take a picture with, who is it? The Giants mascot?
Oh, Lucille.
Is Lucille going to take a picture with Pence or Trump?
Yeah, right. Yeah. I highly, highly doubt it after that. So you're not supposed to be political in the mascot world. But no, I was obviously thrilled about the lightning. I was very, very thrilled. I already had my puck, my Stanley Cup final puck with Thunderbug and Victory Green on it. So that was the first thing I got. But now we're gonna be getting more stuff to come. And of course, and hopefully next month, hopefully also November can be a big month because hopefully my plushes come in. I mean, that's the 6 month time frame that Lucas gave me when I ordered it back in April. So April, May, June, July, August, May. Because June, July, August, October, so May. Because it was during online TrotCon. So hopefully that they come in next month because that would be. Because I will definitely say with 100% certainty, there will be an unboxing on this channel. I can say that with 100% certainty. There will be an unboxing on this channel of those two, and there might be some tears. If they come out as good as the other things that Little Moon has done, I will probably get emotional.
Yeah,
I will probably be an emotional wreck. So if you want to see me cry on YouTube, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
But for now, I think this will wrap up this episode. This was one of the longer ones, but for the 50th episode, I think this went really well. I think we crushed this one. Some good topics, some great soapboxes as always. Some great soapboxes.
Damn,
nearly 3 hours. Yeah.
Yo.
This was.
I fell asleep through about 20 minutes of it.
Yeah. Your wife made a cameo.
Well, she wasn't on camera.
Oh, I know, but still, it happened. But for a 50th episode, that was really good. So I guess that will wrap this one up. So we will see you all again in November. Here probably in a couple weeks. Will be episode 51. We may or may not have a new president by then. Don't know. We'll certainly find out.
Yeah.
I just had a thought.
Huh.
Should we have a stream on election night? I just had a random thought.
I don't know when I work.
You don't think you don't know about that date yet?
No.
I know I will be. Of course, I'll be off. At 4 on Tuesdays, so I know I'll be able to watch the returns. But keep me posted. Okay,
right.
Keep me posted because if he doesn't work that night too, we might do an election night stream on the 3rd of November. So keep an eye on my Twitter. I will definitely post it if we do. I will definitely tweet it if we do. I just had that idea out of the blue. Why not do an election night stream? This is a very important election. Not just for the country, but of course locally here. For our sakes. Because we're hoping to vote in people for candidates for change to not have WSP come here and poison our city.
Yeah.
So it's a big election this year. So stay tuned on that. As always, I put the link in the description. Again, you want to check out my Pony parodies. They're on my Pony FM page. Again, a thank you as always for the support on those and listening to those. The first one on Starlight's got a lot more views. I think it's up to like 12 plays. So that's good. So I will be starting work here very soon on Starlight Trixie set, set number 4. So that'll be hopefully starting up next month as well. Starting work on that. So stay tuned for that. So that's all I got.
Yep.
All right. So until the next stream, for AppleDash, I'm Spiky Dash, signing off. See you next month. Maybe November 3rd. Keep an eye. Stay tuned.